Welcome in to the Hoist the Colors 94.3 The Game watch along. East Carolina taking on the South Florida Bulls in the opening round of the American Athletic Conference Tournament. We are live on YouTube, X, and Facebook. We got a full crew. We're presented by Sup Dogs. You guys know the deal. Sup Dogs does a phenomenal job supporting ECU Athletics, and they're supporting the show as well. Check them out downtown Greenville, multiple-time Barstool Best Bar Award winner, and also Crush Vodka. So let's go ahead and introduce our cast of characters today before we kind of give you some of the rules. We got a few minutes till first pitch, ECU USF. Sitting to my right, Bobby Harward in the sweet purple jersey, the powder purples, I should say. Bobby, how's it going, man?
It's going good. I appreciate my wife letting me tag along, and it worked out that we're the 6th seed, so the late night game.
The late night game. Yep, 7:57 scheduled first pitch. We sit here at 7:55. To my left, I've got James Gilio and Brady Thomas. We'll start with James, rocking his Yankee shirt. How's it going, man?
Happy to be here. Easily the latest I've ever been in the studio, and it'll get later. So I'm excited for some hot dogs and excited for some baseball.
I think this is also the latest I've ever been in the studio, so we're all on the same page there. Brady Thomas, how's it going, man?
Good. How about yourself? Just recently graduated, so
yeah,
feeling good, man.
Freshly graduated.
Yes, sir.
Brady Thomas.
No obligations in the morning.
Zero.
That's why you're here, because you have nothing else better to do.
Nothing.
So to give you guys a rundown of how this is going to go, obviously you can pull up or watch along on your phone or sync it up with the game. That's up to y'all how y'all want to do that. But we are going to do a giveaway for at least every couple innings. We'll start off doing every inning. We'll see how it goes. And how we'll do it is I'll give out a prompt, and you guys can comment on the answer in the comment section. Now, we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and X, as I said. I will try to monitor all of those as best as possible. I will say I will have the YouTube feed up first and foremost on my phone, so that will be the most prominent. So I'll try to get to Facebook and X as well. But if you want to be guaranteed to see your submission entered into the contest, then definitely comment on our YouTube page. So we'll continue to follow that. And to give you guys an example, the first inning contest will likely be surrounding Ethan Norby's pitch count. So I'll get that out once the game begins in the top of the first. So, anyways, general thoughts, guys. What do we think heading into this one? Bobby, we'll start with you. Any gut feeling?
Yeah, I think we need an excellent outing from Ethan Norby. I know that's kind of stating the obvious there, but, you know, you don't want to eat into your bullpen on the game one, and you also don't want to go the loser's bracket route. So, would love to be facing Charlotte on Thursday and maybe do this again if we bring the boys some luck tonight.
Yeah, look, I know Brady Thomas, you were tweeting about potential bets, or you and Bobby were during our noon show. So has anybody placed any bets for tonight?
Yeah, I got them in a parlay, so I'm feeling confident. I feel like they could get this one out the way and maybe get a little momentum heading into later in the week. I feel confident about this one.
What about you, James? You got any action on this game?
Well, I cannot bet legally.
Okay, you're not the age. So
one more year.
I forgot how young you are. Thanks for being honest, man.
Yeah, you know.
If you could bet, would you bet?
No, I like to stay away from my favorite teams when it comes to
That's fair as well.
Bets, illegal bets, I should say. But no, this game, I think ECU. I mean, they obviously have a good chance to win. Kind of do or die. I know it's double elimination, but no reason to hold back now. It's all about this tournament. If you want your season to extend, gotta just win. So
win. Not really win or go home as far as today, but let's be honest. I mean, it is pretty much a win or go home, because if you don't stay in the winner's bracket in this conference tournament, you are in trouble. All right, I'm pulling up our feeds. About to tweet out our links as well. Let's make sure everybody's tuned in. As we get ready, Corey Braun is starting for USF, and he is their ace. We've got Ethan Norby, obviously, that is going for ECU. So you got a battle of aces here. It should be an interesting game. and we'll continue to commentate. We're about to get the first pitch thrown here at a little after 7:57, which was the promoted start time. I'll go ahead and put the prompt out there so you guys can get your comments in. East Carolina will be starting Ethan Norby. So how many pitches will Ethan Norby need to get through the bottom of the first? Let us know. And, man, what a start. Braden Burris lacing a single on the first pitch of the game, gentlemen. We are here.
We'll take it.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
All right, what are the odds of a sack bunt here? Right out the gate. High?
Plus 150.
Plus 150.
Plus 150, I would take that.
Yeah.
I would say minus.
I was like minus like.
What are the odds of a successful sack bunt?
So Jack Herring, he is a prime bunt candidate here.
Yeah, Jack Herring.
They don't even get
So
broadcast loaded up.
I'll tell you, the black tops with the white pants look
they are
clean.
clean.
You know I'm a big uniform guy.
I am a big fan as well. I got to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the jersey you're wearing. And now I'll say I like the jersey. I just don't like the pants.
The powder purple.
Yeah, the powder purples.
I don't like the yellow tops that just say ECU on the back. Those are
Yeah.
my least favorite.
Can we all agree the pinstripes are the best?
The pinstripes are.
Yes.
I like the pinstripes.
Yes,
are
I'm
definitely
like
the
these.
best. I think
not a big fan of the all golds that just say ECU.
I think my least favorite is the purple, honestly, because it's got like, it looks good in pictures, but like some about it live with the East Carolina jam together, not a huge fan of. So Braden, man, coming
there
out
we go.
swinging. Oh wow, that looked like it was going to get down
yeah,
for a
that
hit.
one
That is a fly out. So Jack Herring flies out to right field.
But no bunt attempt.
No bunt attempt.
We've got that is true.
Would've
How do y'all
lost
feel
money.
about it? I kind of like it. Go swinging, man. We got a few submissions already. The Pirate Pulse is in all caps. Says Braden Burris. Ryan Benner says, "Let's go. Need to jump on him early." Cason Ramaley, who was here last year, first comment: "Let's go, boys. Let's have a night. Go Pirates. Go Panthers."
That's the
Go
plan.
Panthers. He's pulling against the Canes.
I love it.
I always loved that. Brian Wallace has Ethan Norby throwing 16 pitches. Bryce List has Ethan Norby throwing 17 pitches. I should say, you do win a free month subscription to Hoist the Colors.
Oh.
So it's not just a contest just to try and be right. It's a contest that if you win, you're going to get a free month subscription to Hoist the Colors. So be sure to get those submissions. Again, the prompt is, how many pitches will it take Ethan Norby to get through the bottom of the first? So we will continue to monitor that, and I'll monitor the cane. All right, Jake Pollard is calling for a Dixon Tater. Dixon's got to have a big tournament, guys.
I was gonna say he needs to have a big game. Got snubbed from that. You could say he got snubbed from that all conference team. He's gotta have a big game today. They would need him.
Left on left, he usually is not quite as strong, but is it an advantage ECU saw this guy a couple days ago, even though he only went one inning?
I think so. I think that's
Yeah.
probably why you're seeing the aggressive approach here to start the game with the first two hitters.
Johnny Robertson says 15 pitches. Jeff Eli has 13 pitches for Ethan Norby. And the Pirate Pulse is saying James' mic is low. So whenever Philip comes back, we'll try to get that fixed. But try to talk directly into your mic, James, if you can, in the meantime.
I'll wait for Pilk.
I may need you, Brady, to put down stat broadcast just because you are going to be ahead of the feed.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, knowing the American, actually, the feed could be ahead of stat
took
broadcast.
a while for the first at bat to get logged in, so we'll
They're
see.
saying James's mic is low, so we'll try and get that fixed. Brian Benner says no sub dog. So we are waiting. We are eagerly awaiting sub dog's arrival. We have, I believe, 30 hot dogs queued up in transit. Hank Hinton is responsible as Dixon takes a walk. We're gonna allow cheering tonight, boys.
There we go.
Usually, as a media member, I say I don't allow it, but this is a watch along. We're gonna have some fun. First and second, one out for, I believe John Collins is in cleanup tonight for the Pirates.
He sure is, I believe.
So Brian Wallace says, good take. Let's go. Ryan, we're awaiting sub dogs. We've got 30 dogs. You will at some point hear some crunching as we got some Doritos and Lay's over there. I think we're all hungry. It's 8 o'clock, and we'll probably you'll probably be hearing some chewing once the dogs get here.
Who's going to put down the most dogs?
I was
Is
gonna
my
say, what's the
question.
dog record?
Yeah.
So last year, Dom did 9 dogs in 9 innings, and I'm going to advise no one to do that. Now, I'm probably looking at 3.
3 for you.
Yeah. Now, we'll wait till his next pitch to bring up the good cut
Big
by
hack.
Collins, but he swings and misses. Brady Thomas is not a huge fan of hot dogs. So what are you going to do tonight, man?
I told everybody that I've spoke to that I will be eating a hot dog tonight. So I will be consuming over at least half a hot dog is the line for now. We'll see how hungry I am about the 6th inning.
So when's the last time you digested a hot dog?
It's been at least 8 years.
What?
I promise. I will not eat a hot dog anywhere.
That's so crazy.
Except right here.
Yeah.
What if you throw up?
Is that what happened? Is that why you don't eat them?
No, I just don't eat hot dogs.
Brady is not a hot dog guy. This is
What do
very
you get at
un-American.
baseball games? Hamburgers?
John
There you
Collins,
go.
base hit. So
Stuff.
who's
John.
that? Burris, 1 second. Tough read, low line drive. Pirates at the bases loaded, 1 out, and Cliff Godwin has said they teach on a line drive, jab, step back. I don't know if he would have been off on the hit, on the contact. Does he score there? Maybe.
I'm not sending him in the
Yeah.
first.
Wasn't deep enough.
That was right off the bottom of the bat.
Early threat for the Pirates. Bases loaded, 1 out. Got to get somebody home here, guys.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity early.
We've got several comments. Brian Wallace says, "Heck yeah, heck yeah, Brian." Sam Anderson says we're doing a great job. Raleigh Johnson
Let's
with
go.
contact,
That
hit deep.
is
That ball is right on the wall. Let's go.
He's getting a third.
Go
at
right.
That
least.
is at least a triple.
That is.
Send them all, baby.
Yeah.
Send them all. Or not.
Oh, wow. The guy
No.
at first base probably held.
Oh, Collins.
Yeah.
And Collins is not
Not the best runner.
fleetest
No.
of foot.
I mean, he should have at least gotten halfway, though.
Let's
Yeah.
go. We'll,
Big start though.
a good
Pirates
start.
get
2-0.
2. Good start for the boys. 2-run double. Riley Johnson. Yeah, I guess Collins is just very slow or did not get a great jump. But man, that ball was mashed.
That ball smashed.
He thought it was gone.
And like the deepest, no, not the deepest part, but almost.
It's
the deepest part of
close.
the park.
Good start for the Pirates. Riley Johnson with a 2-run double. ECU leads 2-0 in the top of the first.
So you got second and third and 1 out. Love to at least get one more.
Pirates are coming out swinging. I like the approach. They know Corey Braun is going to be around the zone. And that is, it can be a dangerous approach if you're not getting hits, but right now ECU making good contact.
More importantly, no bunt attempts.
This is true. No bunt
No
attempts.
so
Could this
far.
be could be a bunt right now, right after you say that?
Yeah.
There you
Oh my
go.
gosh.
Let's go. Well
Wow,
executed,
got
though.
it home.
What is Colby doing? All right,
Avoiding
Colby
it.
gets the Colby gets the job done.
Sack bunt RBI.
Sack, bunt, RBI, safety squeeze, and he tried to slide to avoid the tag at first. I like the effort, but hey, you knew that. I knew that was coming as soon as you said that, James.
I mean, they've got to put runs on the board
Yeah.
and help out Norby any way they can here.
Typically in that situation, ECU will give their guy one swing, which Colby got off, and then we'll do the bunt on the next pitch. So that's exactly what happened here. ECU leads 3-0 after the Colby Wallace sack bunt. Good start, guys.
Very good start.
Couldn't ask for much better.
Sack bunt to make it 3. I'm trying to do updates as well on the site. Riley is such a dog, says Jake Pollard. Imagine if we had him all year. It does make you wonder, guys. A healthy Riley Johnson. I'm not saying they're a regional team, but at least like 5-6 wins better, you would think.
Would definitely give them a little bit of boost
Is that
for
too
sure.
much? Is that too much war for
I don't know. 5 to 6. 5 to 6 might be a little bit of a stretch.
3 to 4?
That's
It's
safer.
doable. Pirates have already almost put up Corey Braun's ERA, 3.11 ERA coming in. They put up 3 runs in the first, so they've already almost matched that, what he usually allows.
Uh-oh.
Staying put. Probably the right choice.
Pirate Bolt says Brady didn't respond to my text about what's in the solo cup, so he's calling you out, Brady.
Chance, I haven't even texted. Look at my phone.
The Pulse is calling Brady out.
Wow, we're working over here, the Pulse.
The Pulse. Should we invite the Pulse if the Pirates win? I guess we got to keep this crew though together though. We got to keep the good vibes. So here's the deal, guys. I don't know what y'all's potential status would be for a Thursday watch along. It would be mid-afternoon. Also, I'm not even sure we can do it because there is a scheduled broadcast to be taking place in the studio, but we may have to relocate them.
To the Igo household.
Yeah, I don't know what we'll do.
The Slater
Just-
can join us.
Gosh, it would be a fun disaster. I'd put it that way. People are not a fan of Brady not liking a hot dog, which is not a surprise.
I'm very excited to watch him eat one.
Kaysen says a hot dog better see 5 go down that gullet, buddy. That's despicable. I don't know if he's calling me for saying 3 or Brady.
I would assume me.
Man, we got Chance Scott in the Twitter chat and the YouTube chat. So he's just okay. That's what it was. He called you out in the Twitter chat. He said Wilson solo cup. So there you go. 3-2 to Irby.
Just a little soda.
Oh,
Good contact
Good
and
great contact.
that
wow. What a jump.
caught.
Jeez,
Nice
that-
catch by the center fielder. Man, that ball hung up there
that was
forever.
It did.
down. They showed the wind blowing out in the previous game, so I would assume it's still blowing that way.
Pirates get 3 in the first on 3 hits. If you want to get your submission in, Ethan Norby, it's got to happen before he throws a first pitch. So let me know how many pitches it's going to take Ethan Norby to get through the bottom of the first. The winner gets a free month subscription to Hoist the Colors.
They got a read on Braun that top of the first.
Yeah, they look good,
you,
man.
You think about it, one of your outs is the bunt attempt, and then you line out to right field, and then that shot in the gap.
Yeah.
So even our outs were good swings.
Hard contact
Yeah,
all around.
some hard hit balls in the inning for sure.
And, I mean, it just seems like so many times this year ECU has been the team playing from behind early innings. So, look, we know Norby is going to come out pumping. Like,
He's
he
got to
just,
come out strong here.
Are we live on the HTC YouTube?
we should be. The problem is I cannot pull it up in this building. But, no, we're live on the 94.3 YouTube. Sorry. We're live on 94.3 YouTube page and 94.3 Facebook page, and then we're live on HTC
I don't know why
Twitter.
I can't get it up on my laptop.
Typically, this is the issue I get on my computer in this building for some reason, where it doesn't allow me to pull it up. I can pull it up on my.
Yeah, because it says
On my phone.
94.3 the game is live.
So if you click that red button, you'll probably have the same issue. Hey, is there a way, Philip, when you get a chance, no rush, just to upload the graphic to our YouTube? Okay.
Tell them about James.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and we're getting comments. James's mic's a little low.
It's the mic from in here. It's the worst one. I already had him higher than everybody else.
Okay.
Train in that mic, James.
You're gonna have to yell into that mic, James. I'm
Great.
sorry. All right, we got a lot of submissions for Norby. 15, 16, 5.
5.
5
I love that.
for the
Dude,
Pirate
five.
polls. The polls.
The polls.
Are you running a tiebreaker or?
If there's a tie, I'm gonna give it to the person who said it first.
Okay.
Do we
What-
have any guesses? Anybody on the panel have any guesses?
I'm gonna go 13.
15.
I'm gonna go 14.
I'll go 17.
First pitch is right down the middle.
What is the pulse betting tonight? We know he's got a bet.
Yeah,
in.
Pulse. What do you got,
I
man?
feel you made the graphic too good. It's too high of a quality to upload, so I got to save it as a lower quality.
Okay.
Stop doing your job
My
so
bad,
well.
man. I made Philip just
Why are you so
Philip-
good at your job?
Philip just informed me we made the graphic too good. Will Stone says 17 and 19. Will, which is it, man? And the hot dogs are here. Hang Hinton is in the house. What's up?
What's happening?
We've been delivered.
So that's the sub sauce.
Oh, sweet.
A whole box.
yeah.
You got a box of dogs here.
Well
Excellent.
done.
Excellent.
Sub Dogs has delivered. Hank Hinton has delivered.
How y'all doing?
Good, how are
What's
you?
up, man?
This is Jacob. He's going to be at Yard Gnome.
Yard Gnome.
All right.
What's up, man?
Nice to meet you, Jacob.
We do have the Yard Gnome GM coming in this Thursday as well. So
Oh, yeah?
John McCormick. So we'll get
What's the name of your school?
I go to Chipola.
Chipola JUCO.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In Florida.
really good JUCO for baseball.
Do we have ECU guys on the Yard Gnomes this year? I think we
A
did.
handful of guys, yeah. A handful of guys will be in the Yard Gnomes. I know Kalinich, and I believe a few. I can't remember the other guys off the top of my head. So,
Lynch is from Florida.
yeah.
5
Ethan
pitches did
Norby
not
with a.
hit.
All right, it's saved. I got
Okay. Appreciate it, Philip.
5 pitch inning did not hit.
So Pirate Pulse missed on his 5-pitch inning, although Ethan Norby does already have an out.
Y'all have fun.
Appreciate it, Hank.
It's the goal, Hank.
We got some. We good.
You got Doritos and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a full-on setup here.
All right, I'm going home to watch it. I'll see y'all later.
Appreciate it, man. Hank Hinton has delivered these sup dogs, hot dogs, which we will be breaking into here shortly. Ethan Norby has struck out the first 2 batters.
I didn't even see if he struck out the first.
8 pitch.
8 pitches, and
I went with 14, I believe.
we've got several guys here.
Anybody have 11?
See, I'm
feeling
not
on
seeing
11.
11.
Dang.
Anybody with 12?
We'll go closest to the pin. We'll go Price is Right style. You gotta be under if that's the case.
9 is another strike.
He is pumping it in. Will Stone clarifies that he has 19 because somebody had 17 already. Pirate Pulse is in with his bets. He's got Canes money line and ECU money line. So,
All right, we're riding together, Pulse.
and he's on ECU over 5.5 team total runs. So he's off to a good start there.
Pulse does like the team total runs. He is always on that.
Uh-oh.
All right,
I don't think the Canes get it done tonight, Pulse.
we are at 11 pitches for Norbs.
Are you a Canes hater, too?
No, I'm not a Canes hater.
You're not a
I
hater?
just don't think they're going to beat the
Yeah.
Panthers.
I don't think they win the series. I do think they take game 1.
Swing and a miss. He's a pitch away from
I'm
striking
hopeful
out the
they take
side.
game 1. Sorry for interrupting.
No,
you.
you're good. Y'all can talk as much as you want. I'm in my own world here. All right.
13 is
13.
a number.
Struck
13. I
out
think
the
I said
side.
13.
Ethan
Did you?
Norby.
13, and he punches out the side. I guess I win the free month.
Huge free month.
All right, Beth Dickens has 13 as well. Beth Dickens is our winner.
Congrats to Beth.
Beth Dickens, I'm going to write your name down. Let me know either your email address or what your username is on HTC if you already have one. You just won a free month subscription to Hoist the Colors. Congratulations. All right, who is due? Do you have stat broadcast pulled up here?
Yeah.
Who is due up third in the inning?
Third in the inning.
Burris.
What will the result of Braden Burris' plate appearance be? Be as specific as possible. Who is the most correct will win a free month subscription to Hoist the Colors.
Because we got
See you guys. Not you guys on the stream, just Hank and those guys. Y'all can dig in, by the way.
I would
I'll talk
go
while y'all
Braden
dig in.
Burris. It's ground out too short. Philip is starving.
Well, I got a very short time that I can do this.
You need more than 2.
I probably will, but I'm just trying to.
all right.
Yeah, y'all can dig in. I'll
Who's
talk.
I
excited?
really want to watch you eat a hot dog.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, do we watch?
to be honest, I'm
Brady?
scared to watch Brady eat a hot dog. Again, the prompt is, what will Braden Burris' plate appearance be? Be as specific as possible. Correct winner will get a free month subscription to Hoist the Colors. Our first winner of the night was Beth Dickens. We've got a submission from JPN1212. Single to center. Jake Pollard says drag bunt down the third base line for a single. And those are our 2 submissions thus far. He could get out as well, although it's seemingly
All right.
difficult. All right. Pirates lead 3-0 going to the second. Are you nervous?
I'm a bit nervous. I'm a bit nervous.
Brady Thomas is nervous about eating a hot dog. What an American.
What an un-American.
Yeah.
What do you do on the 4th of July?
Say Philip said
Eat a
Brady's
burger?
communist and doesn't want
A burger and the hot dog. Yeah, sub sauce. A burger and a hot dog are always cooked together. Nobody's just cooking a hot dog.
We've got Ryan Benner says ground out to short. Sports_123 says good start. That sounds like a fake account. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Sports_123.
It's a burner.
Or somebody who just created an account
Yeah, this is
today
true.
so they could join the stream.
Drew
Yeah.
Bassnight says RBI double. That's clutch. Peltier not looking comfortable with
No,
his
I
first
was
2
going to
swings.
say we're ruining our string of good at-bats here.
We are again live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Get those submissions in. Again, Braden Burris. What will the result of his plate appearance be? I'm going to get a hot dog. And that was not good.
All right, folks.
Can't
Well-
start to slip.
cheers to everybody watching out there.
Oh, you missed a bite, Steven.
He's holding it down. Is it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
It's just that little bit of mush that kind of gets me.
How is it?
It's good. It's just that little bit of mush, like right at first, like right when you bite into it.
The
that just
mush.
kinda- that just kind of like throws me off.
Did you put any sub sauce or anything on it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's doused in sub sauce, that's for sure.
There you go.
If you told me to eat it completely dry, I'm not sure I'd be eating it.
Are you a ketchup or mustard guy or
Mustard.
mustard? So you're like Frank the Tank.
Yeah. He's the man. Right, James?
Yeah, it's water. Yeah. Straight vodka.
All right, Walker Barron about to walk. Any more Brady's first submissions in?
What do we got? Do you know where you stopped? We got Drew with RBI double. Brian Wallace with a ground out to second. And we got Johnny with the fly out to center.
Shout out to Sup Dogs. Coming up clutch. Fellas in the studio. Oh man, his comment disappeared as I was reading it. That was weird. Sports 123 was clarifying how his name came to be. Ha ha ha, my son changed my name. The Pirate Polt says home run. He's calling it Braden Burr's home run. That would be clutch as well. How many hot dogs do you think you are going to put down?
I go 4.
4.
I'm in the 3 to 4 range.
Yeah, I'm there. I mean, honestly, I could do 2, but I can't have a box of hot dogs delivered and not do more.
I feel like I could, if I wanted to, put down more. I just don't know if I'm trying to run in the morning. We'll see if that happens.
Good luck with that.
Walker Barron puts one into shallow center.
All right, that RBI double I heard listed is in play.
It is 1 out single for Walk.
Special guest, double play, or ground out double play.
I hope you're wrong, but that has not been named.
That's why I didn't feel like I didn't hear that.
Sports 123 says, fellas in the studio, Sup Dogs, Pirates on TV doesn't get much better. Enjoy the night. I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
Does
Can't beat
not
it.
get much better.
Doesn't get much better. The only thing that would make it better is a Pirate W.
Yeah, my family, we got Sup Dogs on Saturday and watched the Orioles get trounced by the Nationals after firing Brandon Hyde.
Show
So
and
that
bunt.
That's tough, man. The O's are down bad right now. What can you say?
Hey, it's complete opposite of the Pirates tonight, though. The Pirates are getting ahead, which we need on the scoreboard. Orioles normally get down 6-0, 7-0. So, nice change of pace here.
Burr is showing bunt twice in a row. He's now up in the count 2-0. If he's going to rip an RBI double, this would be the pitch to do it. You know this guy's probably going to throw a strike here. Maybe we see a Cliff Godwin patented hit and run. We know Burrs can control the bat. And he makes good contact.
Solid
Great
contact.
Barely caught. I mean, even the outs boys are outside of Peltier.
Yeah.
They have been rocketed. Did they have a fight in the Canes game? Just a little scuffle.
A little scuffle. Yep. Canes are on a power play here.
Bobby is our Canes watcher, so you keep us updated on the Canes.
That's why, if people are wondering why I have red shirt underneath, I have a Hurricane
That's
shirt.
fair.
I'm not that fashion incompetent.
All right, did anybody have – we had a fly out to center.
Fly out to right. Couple.
Are we going to give that to Johnny Robertson?
I think so. He
Yeah.
provides enough great stats
Yeah.
every show.
Johnny Robertson, you're our winner. Let me double check. Make sure nobody else commented.
Could you get one more bite of a hot dog and start talking some more?
I know, right? I'm sorry about RBI double was the call from Drew. So, yeah, Johnny Robertson, you're our winner. Second inning. I think I know your username on the site, but I may need you to post it just in case. But we'll give you credit. You're the only one who had a fly out, unless I missed somebody. And we'll give Johnny Robertson the win. And, by the way, we are not going to do the whole single winner thing. You can win as many times as you can. If Johnny Robertson nails all 8 picks, he can win every single inning.
So 8 months of free hoist colors.
And stay tuned because third inning, man, third inning we'll go 1 month. Fourth inning we'll go 1 month. Fifth inning we're going 3 months.
Wow.
Spicing it up here.
And we might even go 1 full year by the end. So stay tuned.
Ninth is a full year.
The 9th inning might be a full year. Maybe
Stuck
the Pirates
around
run a
the
rule,
whole
though. You
stream,
never know.
I feel like.
Yeah. If you stuck around the whole stream, I mean, you deserve
That chance.
a shot at a whole year. Braden Burris flyout. I got to make sure I write this down. Johnny Robertson, our winner.
Oh, that's bull.
Bobby is not happy. What happened in the Kansas
They
game?
called a BS penalty on Aho, and now it's 4-on-4 for 15 seconds before Florida's on a power play for 1:45.
Never good.
No. I mean, he got whacked with a stick and then kind of tried to put the Panthers player in a headlock as the play was wrapping up and got called for a penalty. Kind of soft by the officials there in an Eastern Conference final game.
Jack Herring grounds out to shortstop to end the top of the second, but Braun has had to throw 43 pitches through
So
2
he's had to
innings.
work.
So ECU with 3-0 lead going to the bottom of the second. Bobby Harvard's about to dig in. We've got another entry in the chat from multiple people. Drew Bass Knight says, how many innings does this guy go? I think if you're South Florida, you throw him as long as he's effective. He is their guy. The Pirate Pulse says, Igo must be smacking bets the way he's giving years away. Not quite. I was on a good run a couple weeks ago, and then it all came crashing down. I haven't bet in a while. I need to get back on that. JPN says, are there run rules in the tourney games? Yes, JPN, there are run rules. And it is 10 after 7. Stuart Flynn says, let's go Pirates and Canes. All right, we've done our giveaways for the first 2 innings. We're going to the bottom of the second. ECU leads 3-0.
You guys had 15 seconds left on power play, and Hawkinson took it just a ball hit.
We will continue to keep you updated on our entry. Probably looking at the bottom of the third. Actually, we'll go top of the third again for our next contest. So stay tuned for that. I will put that out shortly. Good start for the guys. I mean, 3-0 through. I was honestly concerned. Brady we saw the offense kind of flounder in Tampa. I was concerned that might would carry over, but that has not happened thus far.
Yeah, and I guarantee you that was Cliff's goal to start this one hot, get on the board, let Norby kind of relax out there, just due to the issues we've had on the mound this season. So, I mean, Cliff is probably ecstatic at the start.
Yeah, Pirates coming out swinging, and how good to see Riley Johnson put barrel on baseball. Hopefully he can play the full game because he struggled to play an entire game lately, just given his injury history.
I mean, this may be dumb. I'm not really sure, but if he's struggling to play in the field a full game, why not DH him? Is that not something that's been talked about? Or could be just saying that. I don't know.
I think he's just so valuable defensively that it's hard to DH him.
Fair
I mean, it's
enough.
not a bad idea.
Yeah, for sure. But it kind of obviously takes away from possibly Klinich or Collins in that spot
Right.
as well.
The only thing is you really haven't been getting a ton of production from your DH. So, like, if you just want to keep him off his legs, it definitely makes sense. Norby with 4 strikeouts in a row to start the game.
He's hot.
He's dialed in. And this is, the thing with Norby is when he's on, he's really on. I will say, once teams get usually 2 times through the orders. That third time through, they start to pick up on him. So hopefully he can stay dialed in like he currently is. But, he's mainly a fastball slider guy. He does have a changeup, and he's got multiple fastballs, but the changeup is a little inconsistent at times. Usually that third time through, they can start to figure him out a little bit. But if you're pounding the zone, you got to lead. Hard to top that. Johnny Robertson say we have the Bulldog Norby tonight. He is definitely locked in. How are the dogs, gentlemen?
Dogs are fantastic. Norby's pitch count is also fantastic. Only 19.
How do y'all feel about the white hats? Are those the American flag hats, right?
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
I like them.
Yeah.
Those
They're
are clean.
super clean with the pants.
Yeah.
Good uni combo.
Yeah, I mean, I just hate that ECU doesn't have the road grays. Because, I feel like every baseball team ever has road grays except for ECU.
Yeah, true.
Give me a road pinstripe gray.
That would be sick. I feel like there's somebody in the conference that has that.
I feel like those aren't worn too much anymore. I feel like back in the 2010s, I feel like that was kind of a common
Yeah.
thing. And then I think they took a jersey away or something like that for alternate uniforms.
So, yeah, the Mariners don't even – they could only wear 5 strikeouts to start the game. As
Look at
that was probably a ball, but, college umpires.
Batter did not like that one.
There will be a point in this show where I lose my mind because college umpire strike zones are
He is
terrible.
not pleased with that.
And that was
call.
probably in off the plate, but
Let me see.
The Rice Owls wore gray pinstripes today.
there you go.
There's your conference team.
The Mariners don't even wear their all gray because they wear teal and navy blue, and they have their home creamsicle jerseys,
City Connect?
and they have their City Connect. So I think you can only have 2 alternates.
Yeah, 2 alternates and then
Which is dumb.
4 total.
All right,
Yeah.
who's the worst commissioner in sports? I know this is non-ECU, but who do y'all think is the
Adam
worst?
Silver.
Adam
Adam
Silver.
Silver is
Yeah.
the worst.
Okay.
I
It's
think
a
Adam
consensus.
Silver
I mean-
used to be good, but he has not had a good idea in 5 years.
Manfred is not great either, but I think Silver's
And I
as Norby's a pitch
and I
away
think
from
Goodell
Cam's
has
side.
actually improved himself. I think Goodell used to be terrible.
And it's hard to be a good commissioner.
It is
It's
because
like
you
the
work
whole
for the
Adam
owners.
Silver and Goodell swapped powers. Almost. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like Silver used to be like consensus best.
But I
Goodell
feel like
used
a
to
lot
be
of
worse.
the voting now kind of takes Goodell out of like a lot of big say things. They let the owners vote on a lot of stuff now
Yeah.
compared to I feel like back in the day.
I guess I just haven't paid attention to the NBA enough to know how bad Silver has been. I despise Manfred. Part of it was because of the blackout stuff, but now that's resolved with the Orioles. So
Did he not go there? They say he did not. They're trying to get me started on my American umpire rant early. I thought he went.
The thing with the NBA is I just can't. Silver's whole thing the last 5 years, he can't nail the. He keeps getting the All-Star game wrong. And the NBA, I think the NBA is too much parity. If I'm being honest, there's been a 7th different champion in a row.
so
Norby.
you don't like the parody?
No, I think
6 up,
dynasties are good.
6
for
Ks for Norbs.
Let's go.
I think
Norbs.
dynasties bring in more viewers because I feel like I watched more NBA when the Warriors were at peak of their powers than right now, and I guess there's no real dynasty going on right now that I can think of.
Fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, I feel like the Chiefs from the Super Bowl. Like I'm watching because I want them to lose. Like that's what, you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're a fan of them, like you're watching because you are rooting for them to lose. That's what it was with the Patriots too.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see if somebody like the Pacers and the Timberwolves, two teams that don't have a significant fan base, see what the viewership is in the finals, something like that.
Jake Pollard says, "Look at your daddy when he's pitching to you." Because Johnny Robertson says,
That's a good one.
"Funny watching guys intentionally look away because of how fast Norby works." JPN says, "Norby going 19 Ks." Drew says, "Are we on our way to see 19 Ks?" Let me get this prompt, and then y'all can continue the NBA conversation because I actually have something for you as well. You're gonna eat another hot
I'll
dog?
also chime in. Canes Panthers update. Panthers scored on that
Oh, no.
Aho penalty, so Panthers are up 1-0. I hope you're happy, Kaysen.
Kaysen's thrilled. This is a great start to the night for Kaysen. All right, Riley Johnson, I believe, due up third this inning. What will the result of Riley Johnson's plate appearance be? Let us know, and you can win a free month subscription to Hoist the Colors if you get it right. So be as specific as possible. Riley Johnson, plate appearance, due up third. What will it be? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing with the NBA. We were talking about this on the show the other day. I agree in a sense. It is nice to have that villain. But I think it is also cool for the other teams to have a chance too. It's just sadly the Hornets can't get in that mix. So
They
it's
win
like
a lottery.
everybody except the Hornets and Wizards, it feels like.
Well, it doesn't have to be a big market that can be a dynasty. Like I feel like the Warriors before Steph Curry were not a big market, considered a big market. So
You want to mix in as much as possible. Like you don't want to have too much parity, but you also like I kind of don't.
I feel
want
like
that
7
dynasty
different
too.
champions in the last year. It's
It is
just like
a lot.
it is a lot.
Do you remember how bad the Warriors used to be? I mean, like Jason Richardson's dunk contest was like the only good thing for them.
His got plunked.
Go get another dog as well. Or,
Same thing in the NFL. I feel like the Chiefs aren't really considered a huge market, or Kansas City.
And apparently they have like the worst owner in the NFL.
Yeah,
but
apparently
because
their
of-
owner is the worst.
Yeah.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
I have no idea.
Patrick Mahomes just covers everything essentially.
Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Dixon hit on that?
Ribs.
Why are we bunting John Collins? I mean, just why?
Has John Collins ever bunted in his life?
Clearly not.
I guarantee you, if your little prop was the bunt for John, or what John Collins does in his at bat, bunt would not be on anybody's radar. And we're in the air twice. Let the big boy eat.
and he got a base hit first time, right? So
Uh-huh.
it's like, yeah.
See, that's my thing with the whole bunt approach. I get it, but when they're swinging the bats like they've
Yeah.
had to start the game here, let the boy swing.
And now he's in an 0-2 hole,
Yeah.
trying to protect. You know, it's a tough spot to be in.
All it does just gives the pitcher confidence.
He just plunked a guy, and you're gonna, Jesus.
There you go, and he just freaking
That might be
tanked
nice.
that.
0-2 pitch is gone. John Collins with
go.
the bomb. Let's go.
Dead center.
Donnie Boy, let's
Make
go.
him bunt.
I mean, let him swing. That's what I'm saying. Just
Yeah,
let him take a hack at it.
jeez, that ball was nuked.
Clearly, he can't bunt. Gets the
Lefty
swing.
masher.
It's crushed. I was just talking about pitcher confidence too.
5-0 Pirates. John Collins. I mean, that was
Celebrate with the
yoked. Did he really throw him a 0-2 fastball though? Mm-hmm. Don't throw John Collins anything straight because he's gonna smack it, as he did there.
There's still a lot of time in both of these games, but in my 2-leg parlay, I thought the Pirates were going to be the one to
Right.
ruin the parlay, but at the moment, it's the Canes.
Is it just 1-0?
It's just 1-0, yeah. I'm being over dramatic.
Riley steps to the dish. We have a free month subscription on the line. John Moody has single. Beth Dickens has strikeout. Brian Wallace calling for a home run. What is Riley Johnson's plate appearance result? Single to right from Sam Anderson. Draw a walk from Bruce Willis, a.k.a. Buck Wild. And we got several. I don't know if people are tweeting about or texting about a.
Reach on an
Reach
error.
on error. I don't think anybody had that. Should have been a ground out to second. I don't think anybody even had a ground out to second, which is like what Riley probably does the most when he's not getting hit.
Can you offer up another? We got no outs in the inning.
This is true.
He did slip there at the end, hoping his leg is.
We're gonna offer up another one because I don't think anybody's going to.
That orange base still trips me out so much.
All right,
It's
Irby
so
is due up
dumb.
in a couple of batters. How many pitches will Austin Irby see in his plate appearance? And if you get the submission in first, you're gonna get it, or you have the right to it, I should say. How many pitches will Austin Irby see in his plate appearance in a couple batters? So the Bulls are not faring well. ECU leads 5-0 in the top third. This is a best case scenario. Somebody says my mic is out. Is that true?
Your mic?
Here, I'll slide mine over.
All right, test. Can anybody hear me? Kobe Wallace grounds at the third.
It might be a double play. Nope, safe.
Wallace is safe. I mean, people are hearing me. Okay, they're saying they can't hear audio now. But they're getting the pitch in. So maybe I'm just really low. Let me try this real quick. Can you hear me now? If not, we'll switch it out so Philip comes back. If not, one of y'all might have to talk. We've got several submissions. 5, 5, 5, 4, 3. As Irby swings and misses at
The third inning.
my mic is still off. Somebody needs your mic now.
Yep. Dang, the Panthers scored again.
The Panthers scored again. Bobby lets us know.
Ah!
Good thing we took your mic away. All right. 5, 5, 5, 4, 3 are the submissions. Irby number of pitches.
Who had the first 5?
The first one was Sam Anderson, so Sam has it. I mean, Sam's got a free subscription, so I mean, come on, Sam. Brian Wallace, I'm going to give you the win. All right, third pitch is swung on a miss. He's now down 1-2. JPN said 5, 4, 3. I guess we'll give him 4. So if this next one ends the plate appearance, JPN will win.
How'd they score?
How did the Panthers score?
Just
Irby,
Oh, Austin Irby.
fourth pitch of the at bat.
Oh, it's down.
Ball, that might score a run. Nah, it's tough to get a read, honestly. Irby slides in the second with a double. And
Let's go, fellas.
where's the camera
Second
work?
and third.
Terrible camera work. So 4-pitch plate appearance. JPN 12-12 is our winner. As Austin Irby doubles into the gap. And JPN 12-12, congratulations. Yeah. I've got something on my Twitter just playing over and over. This terrible hoop highlight. All right, Austin Irby, 4-pitch double. And our winner is JPN in the top of third. So Pirates have a chance to add on here as there's a mound visit. I mean, if you score 2 more here, you start to think about maybe even runner ruling. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's a possibility.
You got the bullpen arms trotting out there.
The entire South Florida bullpen. They got some big bullpen dudes. Jeez.
This is a legit bullpen. Why are they not just out there already? Like,
We could share a mic.
it's probably a good time to throw down another glitch.
Yeah. Go for the glizzy. I'll text Philip and let him know that our mic is out.
Glizzy count. I'm at 3.
That was 2, and I'm done.
3 I kind of just.
I'm impressed you had 2.
Brady, how would you rate? I mean, obviously, Sup Dogs has elite dogs. Everybody knows that, but like you haven't had a hot dog in 8 years.
I just thought of that. You went 4 years at ECU and you didn't have one hot dog.
No.
Hot dogs.
Nope. I usually,
It's almost hard. to
when I
do.
first got here, I used to do the bacon cheese fry burger. Then I have been doing the hot honey barbecue chicken sandwich, and then I switched to the hot honey barbecue chicken strips.
Bacon cheese fried burger. And
That's why I gained a few pounds eating that bacon cheese fry burger. But how would I rate the burger or hot dog?
Yeah, I mean, just hot dogs in general. Is it good to be back or be alive? I guess.
I'll just go 6.5 out of 10. It's just bland.
Yeah,
There's just not much going on.
it's a hot dog.
Yeah, there's just not too much going on.
Peltier.
Let's go.
Let's go. Sorry, I just clapped directly into the mic.
it's another run. 6-0.
Oh,
Oh,
Safe.
safe. Canes
Good
fans on
base.
Twitter are not happy.
I haven't
going
even-
for the redown.
haven't
Alex
even looked.
Peltier, after looking bad in his first at bat, shortens up. RBI single through the left side. ECU 6-0, and he gets the second.
Still 2 guys on, 1 out.
Yeah, I mean, just great plate appearance as Walker will now step up.
Definitely not the performance South Florida was hoping from their ace.
6-0 ECU, and
This guy just doesn't seem like he's
yeah. You do wonder, like, throwing him Friday, and not that he threw a ton, but then coming back and throwing Tuesday. I was surprised they threw him at all in the series, to be honest.
Walker Barron.
Sack bunt here, you think? He got his swing off. This would be the
Looks like a
pitch.
big swing.
This would be the pitch if it happens. Not a fan of these South Florida hats, by the way. I don't like the green on gold.
At least it's not that neon stuff that they would wear.
Uh-oh.
Green is probably my least favorite color.
Send them.
Ooh.
Good.
That was a really tough play.
Good catch.
Good play by second base.
Yeah,
Really
great
tough
catch.
play.
I said send him, but I think it's Irby on third. I don't think he's fleet of foot.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure.
Burris up next, chance to get a 2-run single potentially. Though for South Florida, do you just pitch around him? I guess Dixon is after him. Is Dixon 2-hole or 3-hole? I guess Herring is 2-hole. So
Yeah.
I would pitch around Burris here if I'm South Florida.
Yeah, you can't let him possibly get 2 runs plated
He's
right
just,
here.
I mean, he's just so good with the bat. I'll poke one through the left side the other way, or the right side, up the middle. Here would be a potential early dagger. And he squares the bunt.
3-run homer.
3-run homers, are you calling it? Now that he showed bunt, it might work.
Yeah.
The old John Collins method.
We do have a 3-run homer. Might have to start.
Oh, no. Heck of a
Gotta
bunt.
hustle. Gotta hustle.
Well,
Great bunt.
Can
Camera
we get
work.
the camera?
Braden Burris, as soon as we
We still haven't seen the guy at third base.
rolled our
safe.
eyes at the bunt, and Burris
Another
puts
run,
it
though.
down. I mean, an elite bunt, like Braden Burris is a dog, man. An absolute dog.
7-0.
7-0 Pirates.
I gotta say, I never
Oklahoma
thought this
City
was gonna
just
be the,
put their
result.
first
I
points
gotta
on the-
say.
on the board.
Seeing Coach Palumbo there, how awesome is it that he's been here forever?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
He's the
as
best,
good a coach
man.
as he is.
And just like low key, just does so much in so many areas. Recruiting, obviously, but he is a he. What is that?
What? ESPN's camera work is he threw it to third and they
ESPN was not prepared for first and third situations.
no, they were not.
No camera set up down at Clearwater.
Surprised we haven't had a buffering incident yet.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
What's Kane's Twitter saying? You said Kane's Twitter.
Yeah, they're all mad about the refs.
Of course.
Yeah. Tough play.
South Florida's having to make web gyms just to get out of
I was gonna
innings.
say there's some center fielder in the first inning and
Diving play by the third baseman robs Herring of a 2-run single, but ECU gets 3 more. John Collins 2-run jack, also an RBI. Actually, 4 more. Correct? Is 7-0?
Yeah.
I can't do math.
Brady's got the NBA game up. He can provide some updates for us.
Yep, Peltier single, Burr single. What's going on with the NBA game, Brady?
8-1. Oklahoma City is down.
8-1 Timberwolves.
We got 8-3 now.
8-1 is not what I
9:30
expected here.
left in the first.
Pirates lead 7-0 going to
It
bottom.
was
third.
8-0.
Is everyone going for the Timberwolves?
Absolutely. I know Steven is. for
I'll
sure.
probably root for
Yeah.
OKC.
Oh, that's right. You're kind of
Yeah.
OKC plays a terrible brand of basketball.
I just think
Is
they're
that
so
just a
corny.
hater comment, or
It is a little bit of a hater comment.
Something was wrong with Steven's mic. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are lost without me in here. What the hell?
Okay.
couldn't find her face? from
Well,
my
it just
ass.
like went out. But yeah, SGA, man, obviously a phenomenal player. I can't hate, but just the whole foul baiting thing. His whole game is predicated off leaning into guys, which to his credit goes with his step back. But he like gives guys shoulders and will hit the step back and then leans into him.
I replugged it there. Now I'm replugging it there one more time.
But in a way, the NBA has enabled that.
Speaking of that conversation, when Joe Sampson was going on his rant about SGA,
Test 1 2.
All right, do it again.
Test 1 2. Test. We're good. We're back. Bobby's back. He can rant about the Canes on the air now.
Still 2-0.
2-0.
Nothing.
And the Orioles are losing 1-0. I knew better than to add the Orioles in my parlay.
Philip Pilkington saves the day again. Appreciate you, Philip.
so back to SGA rants.
Yeah. You're a Kentucky guy.
Speaking of Joe Sampson's rant, talking about SGA, he has no right to talk about SGA with how Jalen Brunson plays basketball.
Man, calling him out.
I was gonna say it on it when he was on air the other day, but
Oh, I didn't hear what you were saying. What I was going to say about the SGA thing, to make all this funnier, guess who drafted him? You guys remember who originally drafted him?
the Hornets.
Hornets, baby. It wasn't even the Clippers. They traded him on draft night.
Bridges trade.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Hornets and Clippers did not want SGA.
Is anybody in the chat a fan of the way SGA plays basketball? If you watch the NBA, let us know.
I don't
All
think Jalen Brunson foul baits.
I think Jalen Brunson is
Oklahoma City
Not a-
fans chanted free throw merchant when Jokic was at the line, which was like the most hilarious thing to me. I'm like, you guys watch your own team play basketball.
I will say I love that OKC fans wear the shirts. for the
Yeah.
playoffs.
This OKC fans are great. I just
Anthony Edwards is an absolute demon.
New York's gonna burn the city down if they win.
I actually
even,
think they're going to win too. Yeah.
like even if they just make the final. I mean, they've already destroyed the city and just making it to the.
No, those videos outside
Uh-oh.
are hilarious.
Did poor Wendy? Did y'all see
Great
the
play.
Windhorse video getting like harassed?
And then that video of that Pacers fan getting jumped by
Yeah.
like 50 Knicks fans. I can't even imagine.
diving play by Dix.
Great
At
play by
shortstop.
Dix.
Pause.
That's his nickname. He said it himself. Great play by
He
Dix.
couldn't go with Richard or something like that.
Great play by Richard at shortstop.
There you go.
And not to be that guy, but we talked about it today. I mean, need a good shortstop play. That's a heck of a play. Not that
Yeah.
Boucher wouldn't have made that play, but you never know.
Great pitch.
Drew says, should he have been the shortstop all year? I'll be the first to say Dixon is not a true shortstop either, but he is more athletic. Kane score?
Canes scored. Let's go. We're on the
Good.
board. 2-1.
Who was it? Do you have a?
Aho scored. I didn't see how he scored, but Aho is the one.
And that's exactly why I told Walter to wear his jersey to the game, because I knew that the goal was coming.
Walter's at the game?
I did see his Twitter.
No.
Yeah.
I'm very proud to say if the Canes make the Stanley Cup, Brittany has agreed we're going to the game. Or a game.
That'd be awesome.
Stanley
I still
Cup.
haven't been to a game before.
Drew says Canes, all caps, or all exclamation points, I should say.
Has Drew got a dual TV setup, or is he phone and TV?
It's it's
How did he score that?
probably a tough night to go watch along Canes and ECU baseball. You gotta
Oh.
go try.
I love the commitment.
9 up, 9 down for Ethan Norby. He is absolutely rolling.
No hits.
No, you should change it, but no. I will say this: I hate the whole like don't say anything because you're gonna jinx it. Because like
Can't hear me.
nothing we say is gonna make a difference.
I
I'm
think the
not-
goal is going to get called back.
No way.
I think so. He kicked it in.
I am not on the
No.
team, nor am I in Clearwater. So whatever I say will not affect.
Yes, I can reach
We got
on my
no
sheet.
SGA comments, so I guess nobody cares on the foul baitingness of SGA. All right, ECU leads 7-0 after 3. The Pirates are off to a hot start. Ethan Norby has thrown 38 pitches.
See what Kane's Twitter's talking about with this goal callback.
Bruce Willis says they're checking Norby's glove between innings. They do that all the time now. Unfortunately, it's.
They pulled Braun, by the way.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Phillip with the scoop. They've pulled Corey Braun. So look, the value of watching the watch along is you
All
not
right.
only get to see us entertained, but you get to get inside information. Corey Braun is out of the game.
Looks like the goal stands.
Goal stands. Kane's
go.
back in it.
We're back, baby.
Casey O'Malley says SGA sucks.
Average case.
Kaysen, what's your thoughts on
average
that?
case and Ramaley take?
What's your thoughts on the basketball roster this year? ECU basketball, Kaysen.
Where's the Final Four?
You know the funniest thing. I don't know.
I'm not even gonna mention the whole story behind
The funniest thing is I sent Kaysen a link to last year's watch along, and we were talking about the basketball roster in last year's watch along, and he was not happy with it then. So I can't imagine he's real happy with it now.
What did he say the other day on the show? Like, like this roster has like 32 points a game total
Yeah.
for or something.
I
like
think
that.
33,
Yeah.
33.9 points per game at the Division I level.
Hey, let's get a freshman from Australia though. That'll solve it.
Who is
3 and
this?
D,
We
man.
got it.
Landon York he's got the flow going, man. New USF reliever, 6.28 ERA, 28 Ks and 28 and 2/3 innings, and 16 walks. So Pirates could have a chance to extend. Bruce Willis says, "You never called me, bro." I didn't know I was supposed to call you Bruce Willis. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's Buck Wild, right?
It is Buck Wild. The Lane says, "Do we think about pulling Norby?" No, I think you gotta let it ride, man.
Yeah.
You
This-
can't
this
risk it.
hot, yeah.
I mean, I just think if you start trying to get, I understand where you're coming from, but like, I think you just exhaust him as much as possible to an extent, and then save the rest of your pitching, if possible, for Thursday.
I agree. The last thing you want to do is have to end up bringing 5 or 6 guys in because they struggle throwing strikes.
Which could very well happen with this
Right,
team.
exactly.
Johnny Robertson says that was an extra long check of hands and glove by the umpires. So the AAC is out to get the Pirates
They
again.
must think something's going on.
Can't they be satisfied that we're like the 6th-ranked team in the conference?
Right.
Do
Yeah.
they have to just continue to rub it in?
Sometimes it also comes from the coach asking for a little longer check. Opposing coach.
So Pirates lead 7-0. We're into the 4th. I'll have to come up with a
Oh.
And that
which-
was
Straight to him, but good contact.
more good swing. Dixon Williams flies out center. Pirates lead 7-0. I'll come up with a prompt for the bottom of the inning. We'll go Ethan Norby. He's gone 9 up, 9 down. I'm trying to think how I can make it different. I mean, it's kind of hard.
How many pitches to the first batter of the inning? I don't know.
Will he throw a no-hitter?
that's 2 years worth.
Yeah.
So it's like lifetime.
Yeah.
That.
Ethan Norby, how many pitches? We'll just go with that. How many pitches will he throw to the first batter? That batter is Jacome is his last name. Don't know his first because Stat Broadcast doesn't have it. How many pitchers will Ethan Norby throw to Jacome of USF to lead off the inning?
That box score looks beautiful, by the way.
It does.
Seeing all the
Zero.
ones and zeros.
Yep. Keep it going. Jake Pollard says we really need to run roll them, save some pitching. That would be huge. Johnny Robertson says 1 pitch. Lane Smith says 2. Brian Wallace says 4. Ryan Benner says 3. Bruce Willis says Kaysen never called him. So I don't know what's going on there. Beth Dickens gets 5. JPN, he got in 5 as well, but we're going to give that to Beth. At least it's showing up first on my feed.
Lane Smith, how was the Ciroc in the pool? I heard that was a thing on Saturday.
Let us know, Lane. Lane also said, isn't there a Phillies fan on the panel? That would be Brady Thomas.
Yes, sir. And I believe Lane is a Philly sports fan.
He is.
All right, why Phillies?
It's the first T-ball team I ever played for.
There you go.
Been a fan ever since.
This is
Good
also,
walk.
if you've been following our Bucks on the Pond pod as John Collins takes a walk. So Jonathan Wagner, every ECU baseball game he's been to this year, the Pirates have gotten killed. So he did say, since he is going to the Canes game, that the Canes would lose and ECU baseball would win by 10. And I got to be honest, thus far it's looking like a pretty good pick.
Wagner, leave the Lenovo Center right now.
Just don't turn on ECU baseball either, though.
Drive home in peace, Jonathan.
Just gotta get
That's
down.
falling in.
Another hit.
1 out single for Riley gets Collins to second.
It's always good to see Riley on base.
Lane Smith says the pool was fun. Ask your producer.
Shea
Philip, what do we need to know?
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander has shot 7 free throws in the first 6 minutes of the game.
Not a shock. Not a shock at all. I mean, again, the dude, like, I don't like the way he plays, but, like, the NBA gives it to him. It's like, why not? I mean, I don't blame him for abusing the rules. It's up to the NBA to change it.
Dude, isn't it wild how big she's made it?
Oh, Ariel Epstein? Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
It is crazy. And Ariel is a awesome human being. So
Yeah, good
I'm
for
happy
her.
She bet on herself, too.
Yeah.
When she left WCTI, went out to the betting world, and she's made it big. And now she's running her own business, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she kept getting short-term contracts with, like, Yahoo Sports and some other betting places, so she ended up doing her own thing, and she's killing it.
That's awesome.
So if you need any betting advice, follow Ariel Epstein.
There you go. Maybe I need to follow her instead of the prop AI people or data people on Twitter.
The prop AI.
All the data scientists on Twitter with the home run bets that I continue to fall into the trap of.
Cameron says if we take Norby out,
Uh-oh.
as Wallace chops one. Nice play by the shortstop as he throws the chopper over to third
Shortstop's
base.
made a couple nice plays.
All right, multiple questions here. Cameron says if we take Norby out now with this lead, he could start again the weekend if we make it. We just talked about that, Cameron. I mean, it's too big a risk. You bring in somebody else, they don't throw strikes. It's too early in the game.
So it's only the fourth inning.
Yeah, the goal is if you can run rule them, ride Ethan for 7 innings, and you have everybody fresh. And it's not inconceivable you could throw Ethan over the weekend, even if he throws a full outing.
I mean, you could probably throw him as early as Saturday.
Yeah. So I think you just let it ride, man. Can't outthink yourself in this situation. Jake Pierce says, is there a safe cushion you reconsider your pitching strategy in the late innings? I mean, I would think if you're, let's say it's like a 9-1 game in the 8th, I'm fine putting in a B-list guy instead of, Ethan Young or Brad Pruitt. Or Jake Hunter, your horses. But we'll see when we get there.
What's Norby's pitch count now?
38, I believe.
Yeah, he's rolling.
So, yeah, Norby's at 38 after 3. So that's status there. I love that Facebook. We just get no comments. We got one comment from Don Vickers.
I deleted Facebook in 2015. It was the best decision I've made.
I hate
probably
Facebook
in my lifetime.
Yeah, never been on Facebook.
Never been.
I think I have a Facebook account made, and I think it was for trying to get a roommate freshman year.
Okay.
And I think that's the only reason I had Facebook. And I think I maybe have 4 friends.
I'm a junior, so my dad has the same name, so he'll send me who sent friend requests.
I think a long time ago I may have friend requested your dad.
That's funny.
Probably. I did have one, but so at the time, Facebook let people just message anybody.
Yeah.
And Twitter actually had restrictions. And so with recruiting, you'd get all these high school recruits that just message you galore, and I got so annoyed with it.
Safe.
Oh, he had trouble getting out of the glove.
I thought he looked out.
I got so annoyed with it that I just deleted my Facebook because I could not handle
I
all
don't
the
blame you.
terrible recruits messaging us.
I remember back in the day having to hunt down some of the players that y'all were recruiting. Ooh, I don't know if he's there. I thought he was out watching it live.
Columbo tried to call it as well.
I just remember having to hunt down some of those recruits, like Massadeek Walton and all those dudes
Yeah.
on Facebook. Because Twitter,
Massadeek, wow.
it was hard to get a hold of those guys on Twitter.
Yeah, because it was kind of for a while there what Instagram became.
Yep.
It then became Twitter and then slowly progressed to Instagram. Speaking of that era, though, guess my family, we took a walk around the facilities today and ran into Damon Magazoo and got to catch up with Damon, so that was cool. He was kind enough. He had seen us walking, so he instead of pulling out and taking off, he hopped out of his car to chat and catch up. So glad he's back. The other really cool thing about that was my kids obviously had no idea who they met.
Right.
So we went home and I put on YouTube highlights of Damon Magazoo. So that was really cool.
I think he's so humble. He doesn't like talking about the Russell Wilson play.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, man, what a legend.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure I know that story.
When he picked off Russell Wilson in overtime?
Not sure I've seen that.
We'll
He's
have to pull it
starting
up.
as it was his first start
Yep.
and as a true freshman. I actually told this is kind of embarrassing. I remember his very first practice. I was an equipment manager
Yeah.
at the time,
Mm-hmm.
but we were doing one-on-ones, and he had a one-handed pick, and I was just, holy smoke, who is this guy?
Yeah.
And it was impressive. I still remember that pretty vividly.
He had a one-handed pick against VT in the back of the end zone. I remember vividly, like wide receiver-esque, like
Mm-hmm.
toe tap, 1 foot down. He was the man. But yeah, Brady, 2010, NC State, overtime, ECU up by 6. Of course, in ECU fashion, they missed the extra point after the first overtime touchdown.
Yep.
So a touchdown wins it for State, and he picked off Russell Wilson in the end zone to end the game. So he in his first start as a freshman, so he
Yeah.
became a legend.
So Dontavius Nash was just taking after Damon Magazoo.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
Except for Magazoo jumped the route, whereas Dontavius Nash just bounced into his arms.
And Magazoo had a terrific ECU career after
He
that,
did.
too.
Called him safe.
Called him safe, so Pirates have the bases loaded. How about Dontavius Nash going to – where did he end up again? Somewhere crazy. Yeah, Michigan State.
What in the world? Dude, this second portal had to have been just completely washed.
It shows how desperate some of these teams are for depth.
Well, and I've seen, too. I mean, isn't there talk of it just going to one portal instead of
Yeah.
the two? That's kind of what the coaches want, which I agree with. And they were also proposing that it's after the spring, right? So that way they can get through the bowl season and all that
Yeah,
kind
they
of
want
stuff.
to go – well, there was initial talk of it being in January.
But then you have the
but
issue with class.
Now they're talking about trying to do it in spring. I think they're trying to figure out the best way. But most teams want their guys in as Peltier pops out to shortstop in the end and Pirates leave them loaded. They want those guys enrolled mid-year. So that's
Yeah,
the
that
pushback you
makes
get to.
sense. What's do you know much about this deal with the Power 4 conferences or whatever are trying to do, where they have their own governance in a way?
So I have looked into it some. I have not dove into it enough to know to get on a microphone, even in a watch along, to talk about like what it really all means.
The ins and outs.
I read the report from the Sports Illustrated guy who's been covering all this stuff. I can't think of his name. He's doing a great job with it though. But like it's just like it's too in depth. Like, I'm not enough of a legal expert to know what it all means.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I mean, in a way, I like it because right now, I mean, I don't know if you saw, what is it, Ziegler from Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
Is trying to get a 5th year, but he literally played 4 years and like 138 games. Like, at what point? I mean, the
I know,
NCAA is
it's-
just such a mocker. I mean, it's
They're
such
just
a
getting
joke.
ran over.
Yeah.
It's not Thamel Ryan. It's I think it's Ross Dellinger
Okay. Yep.
who's been covering it. Don Vicker says, I'm 1979 ECU, so still on Facebook. Hey, Don, we appreciate you hanging out, man. We have a large audience on YouTube and X. Facebook, it's like sometimes we'll have like a ton of people on Facebook. I guess it's based upon the algorithm. Other times it'll be not as much. So we appreciate you hanging out, though, Don, either way. ECU leads 7-0 going to the bottom of the 4th. We've got Ethan Norby about to throw this first batter. We'll see how many pitches as we have 1 through 7 covered on the number of pitches. Number 1 is taken low, so Johnny Robertson's out. Lane Smith has 2. The second pitch is swung on and hit fair for a double.
The reverse jinx happens again.
Lane Smith doubles and not Lane Smith. USF guy doubles and Lane Smith wins. 2 pitches for the leadoff hitter. Congratulations, Lane Smith. You just won a free 1-month subscription to Hoist the Colors. So we will do next inning. We've got 3-month subscription on the line. I'll come up with that prompt here shortly. JPN or Lane Smith wins
Jury's right.
the 2-pitch
Can't really
plate
tell.
appearance. So second time through the year order here, we'll see what adjustments South Florida can make.
Yeah. Can't really tell.
All right. Lane Smith wants to know,
Funk going on, but
what do you think, Brady, about the Phillies closer and expectations for the season? Isn't that Alvarado? Then he gets suspended?
yeah, Alvarado's a good high leverage guy, probably one of the best we have on the team. Jordan Romano's been a little bit better. As of
Toronto.
getting blown up.
Blowing kisses.
Yeah. But yeah, we the Phillies have to go get somebody. A closer. Felix Bautista better be on that deadline.
I was gonna ask you, how do you feel about Felix Bautista?
Yeah, he better be on the block for us.
Give us a few of those prospects. You know, Mike Elias loves him some prospects.
Yeah, we're always mediocre in the farm ranks.
Come on now. All right, runner didn't tag to the ball to right field.
Great
Good
throw.
throw.
Hopefully that can get Norby to settle back down a little bit. But didn't y'all contact David Robertson or something
I
like
did
that?
see that.
Yeah.
He's
But he's old.
yeah,
Like,
he is.
yeah.
And then I think he's got a good history with Dave Dombrowski. He was on the Phillies. I think our World Series year.
All right, we'll give you Felix Bautista. You take and Mike Elias, and we get Dave Dombrowski back.
The pass.
Trade GMs.
Yeah.
Dave Robertson is 40.
40.
I saw.
Wow.
I think he played at like some point last season,
Put on the Rangers last year.
and saw that he was decent.
Long-time Yankee.
Need Norby here to settle down. Starting to lose some control.
We'll take that call.
Yep. I wonder how much too of it is it him throwing out of the stretch this inning that's throwing him off a little bit, or not the stretch. Got my baseball lingo confused there for a second.
Boys holding it down without me?
Holding it down. Talking about David Robertson back to the Phillies.
Just what you think we'd be discussing on the ECU baseball watch.
Is that your fourth dog? Is that number 4 or 3?
If it's 4, you're taking the lead.
Oh, that was.
Are you done, James?
It's only the 4th inning. I mean, how many are left?
a lot?
There's still a lot left.
Yeah.
Probably could get 2 more down by the end of the game.
I'm pretty sure this is number 3.
I think I ate 3 way too fast.
So you're already 3 deep.
I mean,
am
you were
pretty-
on pace for 9 for 9.
I
there.
was on pace
Yeah.
for 9 for 9.
Does
So-
anyone know anyone that's completed the 999 challenge?
Like the true 9?
Legit?
Yeah,
No,
like-
I
No,
know.
Yeah.
I don't.
This sounds...
It sounds like a
Miserable.
myth.
Sounds brutal.
Yeah, Dom did it last year, but just the dogs, not the beer.
Yeah. That just has.
You just gotta be so bloated after.
Yeah.
Down some
I
tons.
feel like only like Joey Chestnut would have the stomach to withstand that.
Has anybody in the chat completed the 9 dogs, 9 innings, 9 beer
And
challenge?
we don't need no liars.
I'm going to say Don Vickers has gotten it done.
But I feel like the beer would have to be like a light beer too. You couldn't
Right.
do like Bud Heavy, or definitely couldn't do any of those like, IPAs
Yeah,
or
it
anything
would
of
have
that
to
stuff.
be
Oh, it's got to be like a.
the lightest.
Yeah. Like a little Natty Light or Bush Light.
Norby's starting to, I want to say tire, but just not as dominant. Fade a little bit. Bulls have 2 on, 1 out.
How much do you think is this him coming out of the stretch this inning? Do you
That
think
is
that's
true,
throwing
too.
him off?
Ball rocketed to Colby.
There we
He makes the
go.
play to get one. Strong
There we
arm.
go.
Oh my gosh,
Way to
great
get out of
throw.
the inning.
Good
Colby
DP.
Wallace, an
It's
absolute
gotta be some sort of
rocket.
confidence booster. That was a rocket from third.
You can see why he pitches, man. I thought at first, I was like, man, that's a long way to run to third to get the double play, but he made it work.
Hit
So-
comparison: 10 hits to 1.
Absolute
Beat him
hook.
by
Got
step,
Jalen
yeah.
Williams and Anthony Edwards over 4.5 assists, and both of them got 0 in the first
Are
quarter.
you just live betting the Timberwolves?
I just saw
No, I had-
Edwards threw a ball at SGA.
Yeah, on the ground.
Look, the first play of the game, SJ fly.
Really?
Good for Anthony Edwards.
Dude, I love Anthony Edwards.
He
Yeah,
is
I didn't.
boisterous, but he's growing on me.
Yeah, I didn't used to be a huge fan, but he's a beast.
I think his interviews are just hilarious. Like he just really does not care.
Fifth inning is here. Y'all tell me what Jack Herring, former Greenville Yard Gnome, that is the name, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Greenville Yard Gnome, legend, now Pirate. What is Jack Herring's plate appearance going to do? Going to result in, I should say. 3 months of free VIP on the line here. Jack
Wow.
Herring holds it in his hands. What will Jack Herring do with his fifth inning plate appearance? He's due up third. Let me know. Pirates lead 7-0. Don't think any of us expected this.
No, not this big
No,
of
I
a lead for
didn't.
sure.
I didn't think they were gonna win, so let alone 7-0.
I love the honesty though.
It's been a rough year.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll pull a Tulane and just sandbag
And then
all
considering
season.
Maybe it's just like 2017 was so far away. I mean, it's been 8 years, but doesn't this feel worse than the 2017 season?
It does.
Yeah.
Mainly because 17. I think the most frustrating thing about 17 was they were picked to be really good, but then they started 0-10 in conference, so like it was over.
Yeah.
Whereas like this team has been like, they've like shown glimpses, and that team was very injured, as is this team to a degree. But
Well, and I'm sure part of it is the expectation that's
Yeah.
been established too over the
For
last
sure.
8 years. You know.
people expected maybe a step back, but not what we saw.
interviewing the head coach down 7 runs. Bold move.
That is a choice.
We've got JPN says flyouts are right. Chandler says single at the middle. Lane Smith says single. Lane says infield single.
What is the thing?
Jack Herring plate appearance. What will the result be? He is due up third. Grayson Taylor says strikeout. Brian Wallace says home run. And then Bryce List says home run to right center. So if he hits a jack, we may have some controversy. And then Don Vickers says JH will single. Let me know what type of single it's going to be, Don Vickers. Need to check the other chat. All right, we're good. Appreciate everybody tuning in. How are the O's doing, Bob?
I'm a borderline. Are you kidding?
Goal?
What happened?
I had a bet for Henderson to go over 15.5, and they freaking pull him after 15. Jerks. Craig Counsell's not the manager anymore, is he?
No, he's in Chicago.
Yeah. Gosh, days almighty.
Oh,
No,
that
he's not in
irks. I
Chicago.
mean, he's up 3-0. Why do you pull him after 5?
So you had him,
I had him going over 15.5 outs.
Okay.
Yeah,
and they pull him after 5.
and they pulled him after 15.
At first, I thought you were talking about Gunnar Henderson. But you're
No,
talking about
I'm talking about the Brewers pitcher. There's a guy I follow on Twitter that's been pretty solid on pitcher prop bets, so I put whatever he puts in.
you had over
Should
15.
have listened to Ariel, man.
So listen to Ariel. A lesson learned. Maybe I'll hit one of my dinger parlays.
Dude, DraftKings was doing
No sweat.
the no sweat home run bet. They quit doing it, right? Or they
Well,
brought it
they
back?
brought it back
Oh,
to once a
man.
week now. It's once a week.
Okay.
It's on Tuesdays. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to get back into it. And today's the day.
Dude, I went like 3 months not placing a bet. And
Now
then
you're
it
all
was
in.
just like, what happened was my first bet I placed was Mountcastle bomb after like plus 900
Panthers goal.
again.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's just not the series. I knew we weren't going to win this series.
AJ Greer. No assist.
So are the Panthers just like a really
Unassisted.
fast-paced, high-scoring team? That's what somebody was
I
telling
mean,
me.
they're just all around, I think.
Yeah.
Very, very good team.
They're a
Just
good team.
players.
I guess like it's kind of hard to be slow-paced in hockey, but weren't the Capitals kind of like a slow it down?
In
team?
relative, yeah, for sure. I just don't get how did the Maple Leafs win the Atlantic? That's my thing. Like,
They're a cursed franchise.
yeah,
They're very cursed.
They will never win anything ever again.
which I absolutely love. The curse, like, just because hockey is supposed to be Canada's thing, and they're just cursed.
Canada teams cannot win
Yeah.
at all.
The Oilers may get it done this year, but we'll see.
That was a terrible shot.
Braden Burris with solid contact out to
really good.
left center. Ball's going.
Come on
It
now.
is gone.
Let's go. Let's go.
Braden Burris.
Chance Scott was just one at bat short.
Yeah.
He predicted it last time.
That is the third
Very good off.
homer of the year, I believe, for Braden. 8-0 Pirates.
Braden Burris has 1,000% been the best player on the team.
He's
this
been
season.
incredible, man. Did
Him
y'all hear
and-
Braden Burris' walk-on?
Yeah, he
No,
is a
until
walk.
that-
That is a walk-on that just hit that home run.
When do
for
they
everybody
release
wondering.
the freshman All-America team? Is he in consideration for that?
I would think he's got to be. I mean, there's a lot of good freshmen in college baseball.
throughout
but
the country?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
He's got to be up there.
I would think so. I mean, what a surprise,
Parts
dude.
of the ballpark.
Green County's finest.
Me and Chip had talked about that a couple weekends ago.
I'd be shocked if he was not All-American. Jack Herring,
Here we go.
the moment of truth has arrived. 3 free months on the line. Don Vickers has single to left center. We'll see what happens. Ryan Bender says, got to keep Braden Burris. I just don't see Braden Burris going anywhere. What a guy.
How happy do you think Cliff Godwin is? Not just that he nailed on it, but the fact that he's from Green County.
I think he knows he can push him because he's like cut from that cloth. too.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's an awesome story, man. And
Did-
I know, like after seeing the fall, I knew he'd be good, but I didn't expect him to be this good.
Did he play at Green Central? Is that where or
Yeah,
did he
yeah.
go to a private school?
Yeah, Green Central, and he was like a two-way guy, shortstop. He didn't play a ton of travel ball, I don't think.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, was he a national recruit type guy,
Nah,
or
he
was
was
he
more
kind of
of a
under the
local guy,
radar?
yeah. That's part of the reason too. All right, Jack Herring grounds out to second.
Right out the
Let's
second.
see,
Somebody
we
had
got
to have that.
fly out, single, strikeout, home run, home run, single. I don't think I can give this to anybody.
Wow.
Pulse is in the chat. Says Braden Burris, all caps.
Give it a pulse.
Just give it a Pulse.
I don't think Pulse needs an HTC subscription.
We'll go bottom of the fifth now. Ethan Norby. Just how many strikes will he throw? Not how many pitches, how many strikes.
Are you going to be able to get a count on that?
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
I'll figure it out. Because right now he's got 56 pitches, 35 strikes. So we'll just remember 35 minus whatever the total will be. How many strikes? Henry Young says, I know I've missed on something, but what happened to Alex Boucher? Henry, Cliff Godwin joined the show earlier this week, said that Boucher obviously still a part of the team, but they were moving him off shortstop. They said the errors tend to come in bunches when they do come, and they want to make sure they've got the best defense out there for the conference tournament. So Dixon at short, Burris at second, and Colby at third. So he could still DH or play the outfield.
And Boucher is a junior, correct?
He is a junior.
Eligibility wise.
You got to feel for a guy, especially a
Local
upperclassman.
guy, like, yeah. I mean,
You got to feel for him. It's tough out there.
and we said on the podcast last night, it's not Boucher's fault. I mean, could he be better? Yes. So, like, maybe some of it is his fault, but, like, he's not – the coaches were putting him in the position to play shortstop every day. So, like, it's kind of on the coaches. As much as I love Cliff and Palumbo and those guys, like, it took them 54 games to make that adjustment. Well, Old Dominion had already made that adjustment. They moved him from short to first base.
That's what I thought. I
Yeah.
thought he was a third
But
baseman.
we don't have availability for that.
And they just don't, they got to find a way to get a true shortstop going forward because that has been a costly thing. All right. Again, the prompt Ethan Norby, how many strikes will he throw in the bottom of the fifth? 9 strikes, 14 from Kevin, 11 from Chandler, 5 from Henry. Garrett says 8. Bryce List says 7 as Dixon takes a 2-out walk. Lane Smith says, does he leave? Speaking of Boucher, I don't know, Lane. I don't like speculating on this stuff with the season still going, but I would say it, unless he's willing to accept a lesser role, I would expect him to potentially leave. But, I mean, that's ultimately up to him. I think he has value as a guy who's a right-handed hitter who can hit some lefty pitching. There's a lot of swing and miss, but I think the issues defensively have compounded. Yeah, I think he's pressing too much.
Well, and I was going to say you could probably move him to one of the corner infield spots next year, but then you have Colby Wallace and Austin Irby. So, I mean.
And you got some good JUCO corner infielders coming in, too.
Yeah.
So it'd be tough. He would have to be on paper, kind of a situational guy, most likely going into next year, but you never know.
Whoa.
All right, John Collins is 2 for 2 with a walk. He's going to hit another jack here.
So are there 2 games tomorrow? Is that how this tournament runs out?
2 loser elimination games are tomorrow.
And what do they start at, like 1:30 or 2 or 12 or something like that?
I believe it is a 1 o'clock start, and the second game is 47 minutes.
After.
You have it
After the
posted on
first
the
game.
bottom of the HTC thread.
This is true.
Why 47 minutes? Why do they have?
Because the Americans dumb.
Why not 45 or 50 or?
I mean, that's no joke.
Why not? Yeah, why not just 45?
Yeah.
47. Let's see here. I'm looking at the times for tomorrow, as John Collins is now up 3-0 in the count. The times for Wednesday, May 21st. Loser of Game 1 versus loser of Game 2, which obviously will be Rice against FAU, Battle of the Owls. I know y'all love that. 1 o'clock first pitch, and then as Collins swinging 3-0, I don't mind it. He grounds out to short.
Don't mind it.
You would like to take there?
I would love to take there. That's fine. We're up 8-0.
Yeah. Pirates up 8-0. Do you like the John Collins swinging 3-0? I say yes. He's been hot, but
It's whatever.
2020.
Can't complain much.
Why are y'all talking about NASCAR in the chat? What am I missing here? I'll get to y'all in a minute. So Thursday is the same setup. Wednesday and Thursday, 1 o'clock games. Second game following 47 minutes. So ECU would play, if they win, they would play Thursday at approximately like 4:30. What would be y'all's availability for a watch along at that time, if this occurs?
Thursday at, you said 4:30?
Probably.
That's your guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Midday. That's not an ideal time frame for
I
many
probably
people.
could make it happen.
Yeah.
I could swing it from a work standpoint. It would be a family standpoint that I would have to navigate. Yeah.
Definitely understandable. Brady?
I'm heading home tomorrow, so.
So you're heading back Thursday, is what you're saying.
Can
Cliff
you
Goblin.
zoom in or FaceTime in?
Yeah.
Cliff Goblin is being interviewed. I don't think the mic is live. It is not. Solid job once again by the American. Can anybody hear him?
There you
Oh,
go.
there
The mic is on.
How thrilled do you think he is to do this interview right now?
Considering he's never thrilled to do an interview with us post game.
Yeah. I've seen worse, but Cliff trying to hear what he said. Like, the thing about the in-game interviews, I get why they do it, but like, there's absolutely zero value.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to say anything in the middle of a game. Lane Smith says he's in. Lane Smith says he's in. Kaysen says he's in. I'm honestly scared about what Lane would say. I'm not going to lie.
Kaysen hasn't given his input on the basketball roster. Kaysen, let's hear it.
Kaysen, what are your thoughts on Pirate basketball? All right, how many strikes will Ethan Norby throw this inning? We are underway, so
That
we'll
was
see.
1, I believe.
That is who? Good attempt. Infield single.
Oh, did you see the Commanders tickets went down to like $100 for that
For real?
Sunday night game? Yeah.
Yeah, I heard y'all talking about it on the show. You guys definitely have to wait till like the season gets
Yeah.
booted up and stuff.
That's
Because
what
they always start off high from people
Yeah.
just trying to get some money, and then they'll always go
That's
down.
what we were talking about. I mean, I guess the other factor is it could go the other way if both teams are really good. But like, I think if you get them early in the season,
Yeah.
I think the Broncos and Jets play in London.
the Broncos and Jets do play in London. You trying to go?
London?
I need to get a passport. Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
go.
We're going to Broncos Bengals Monday Night Football. I'm jacked up about it.
In Denver or
Yeah. My wife and I. So Eric has never been to an NFL game.
Oh wow,
I've been to one.
just y'all two going?
You've only been to one NFL game?
Yeah. It was like 3 years ago. I saw the Bucks when at Panthers. Brady.
Oh
Brady.
God. So your only NFL experience is Panthers Stadium.
I've only been to one NFL game. Yeah.
That's
I've been
rough.
to one MLB game. I've been to
James, you gotta live, bro.
I've been to like 100 Hurricanes games.
Okay,
though,
that's
so
fair.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've never been to one. So
Will Trey Hendrickson be rushing Bo Nix in the Monday night game you go to, or will he be traded?
That's a good question. I feel like he's with this. I don't know, man. The Bengals can't afford to just
no.
keep offloading star defensive players.
They can't even sign their first
Yeah.
round draft pick right now.
That is true. They're too busy paying their receivers. Is that not a strike?
I think he had it just
Come
high.
on.
Norby issues a walk. First and second, nobody out for South Florida in the bottom of the fifth.
I've been to more Hornets games actually than I have been Panthers games. 2 Hornets games, 1 Panthers.
First off, like, no disrespect to the Panthers, who I know, like, when they're good, they have a good home field advantage. But it is not a good atmosphere.
No, it's always
It's like just having now been to a Denver game. Granted, it was like when Denver was really good, but like this is how big games should feel. Whereas like when I go to a Panthers game,
It's
it's just like so laid back,
yeah.
and it's a big stadium, so it's hard to.
it's got a great view of the city.
Yeah. Brad Pruitt starting to toss in the pen as AK visits the mound. Norby at 63 pitches.
Panthers are on the power play. Just
Again?
I was curious.
Case Vermele says on ECU basketball have their win total at 11.5, not including Barton College and Brunswick Community College. I guess in their wins.
Well done.
Hey, they've upped the non-conference schedule, Case. They're getting some teams in there.
So then that would put John Gilbert's total at 13 wins if those 2 teams are included. Well, only one actually this year, according to
Yep.
Ryan Robinson.
Which one is
Still
I'm
one
not
too
a
many.
fan of, but at least it's not 2.
But here's the thing: if you're going to do one, do it as an exhibition game,
Right.
like every other Division I institution. Do it as an exhibition game.
You guys don't enjoy North Carolina Wesleyan coming to town?
You just
Not
learn
at all.
nothing. It doesn't matter with the net. All it is a free win.
Yeah. For your own personal record, not even like
Right.
the net record. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't even count towards the net. Lane says they don't like 42 in the pen. You saying you don't want to burn them right now? I mean, I agree to an extent. It's just if you get into a jam here with nobody out, you got to get out of it.
And they probably got a comfortable enough lead that you don't want to burn Ethan Young
Yeah.
or anybody. Yeah.
So we'll see how Norbs does here. I keep forgetting I have stat broadcast pulled up, so I was ahead on that.
That was a
Norby
punch
gets a strikeout.
What's he at? 7, 8?
Strikes.
Out. Strikeouts?
He is at 7 strikeouts now. He has
Nice.
thrown 5 strikes in the inning.
Scored here. Timberwolves still up.
Yep. Still waiting on my first Anthony Edwards assist.
This, I'm trying to think where they're at in the order. They're towards the bottom of the order, so this is, shouldn't have said anything. As a gapper by Mayo, it's going to get to the wall.
Might be a run.
What was that?
Score at least one. Fake throw by the right fielder. It's going to be a 2-run double,
Ooh.
8-2 game.
He had speed on first base.
Never over.
God days.
That would be something. I didn't even really think about ECU losing.
That is not in the
You haven't
word.
watched ECU long enough.
This was the exact scenario why we said you don't bring in that relief pitching, and now it's happening in Norby here. But hey, is this the third time through? Is this kind of what you mentioned earlier, right?
Yeah. Or about to be.
About to be.
Yeah. Usually it's the middle innings for Norby where they start to get a good read on him. So 8-2 after the 2-run double by Jackson Mayo. Left on left.
All right. This is just assuming he gets pulled around maybe, 75, 78 pitches. Probably good to throw on Saturday. Do you start him Saturday or do you bring him out of the pen?
I guess it depends on what the rest of your situation looks like.
Yeah.
I would lean towards Penn.
Yeah.
I guess they're going to take him out now.
Looks like the Hurricanes might be going on the power play.
I'm surprised.
Wow.
Hurricanes on a power play?
Looks like they're going.
Need that.
Gustav Forsling Minor. That means power play, right? Coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cliff is coming out to get Norby
Cross checking.
at 68 pitches. So that means he only threw.
Norby hugging everybody.
Yeah, he's done. Second mound visit inning. Pruitt will come in.
Does he usually hug everybody?
That was my question too.
I
Yeah.
think they usually do that if it's a good outing.
Kind of made it seem he's
This
thinking it's his last
He's
appearance
done
of the year.
ever.
Yeah.
Ever,
This
yeah.
is that's
I've just
a
never
little
seen that
worrisome
before.
for me. I don't know.
They do that sometimes. I've noticed it. So Norby threw
Build him up.
6
Yeah.
pitches in that inning, or 6 strikes, I should say.
Six
Sorry.
strikes. I guarantee you Norby had 6.
6 strikes in the inning, which is going to make. Let me check here. Don Vickers on Facebook.
Hey, the old Facebook winner.
Don Vickers has won. Henry Young had 5. He threw 6 strikes. Let me double check and verify. But he had 35,
yeah,
right?
we sat at 35.
So he has 41 now. That would make 6. And I will double check. So if it's put in play, it's a strike. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Yep. 6 strikes in the inning. So Don Vickers, congratulations, Don. This is why you watch on Facebook. Don Vickers, you've won 3 free months VIP subscription to Hoisty Colors.
Hey, Don.
Let me know if you have an account with us already or what your email is. Either way, let me know what your username is if you have an account, and that way I can add the information. So what do y'all think about pulling Norby here? James, we'll start with you.
Don't hate it. Still a 6-run game. Pruitt's good. I think he can hold his own here. Still need 2 outs.
You've got a righty coming up,
Yeah.
and then top of the order.
I don't hate it. I definitely. What was that number you said? 78? Because he was at what? 68.
He was at 68. Yeah.
Maybe you could have seen 10 more pitches from him, but you did mention 3 times through the order, so maybe that's what they were kind of thinking.
Yeah. And, when we talked to Cliff yesterday, he kind of made it sound like, I want to say Norby has been dealing with discomfort, but just like they've been extra careful with him here down
Yeah.
the stretch, largest workload ever. So
Yeah.
you got a chance to. Definitely now, 60-something pitches, you can definitely bring him back Saturday. There's
Yeah,
zero
60,
doubt,
yeah,
if
only
not
68.
Friday. Although that may be pushing it a little bit.
Julius Randle has been fantastic this playoffs. He's got 18 points before half.
That was a missed call.
I say Friday only if you're in the losers bracket.
Yeah,
I think.
correct,
Yeah.
yep. Jake Pollard says not run ruling them could come back to bite us. If we could have gotten out of this game, only throwing Norby, that would have been huge. I agree.
But we still had to get to the 7th, right? You can't run
Yeah.
and roll until the 7th.
You gotta get through 7.
It's
he had some missed opportunities, but
yeah.
it's still a possibility if you can limit the damage here. And if, again, get out of this inning and see where it falls, but
hard,
you
hard
keep
to
it
bank on only using one guy as
Yeah.
well.
and if you win this game, you get Wednesday off. Let's say a guy throws 30-something pitches, 30, 35, he could throw again Thursday if you get Wednesday off. So, we'll see what happens going forward.
I'll say I'm very pleased with, obviously, the position that ECU's in, up 6 runs. I think the disappointing part of Norby's outing is how quick it fell off the cliff.
Yeah.
I think he started off so great. You kind of felt that he could go 7, kind of what Jake was alluding to, and just it kind of just fell off the cliff here in this last there's top half or bottom half.
Pruitt walks the number 9 hitter, which you don't want to see as top of the order up next. Pruitt, you can usually tell. Sometimes it takes him a batter or two to find it. But if he doesn't find it soon, then you got to move on to the next guy. That's kind of Pruitt.
6 runs is still 6 runs, but a lot of baseball left still.
For sure. A lot of baseball to play. Bottom 5, ECU up 8-2. Fastball in for a strike from Bradley Pruitt.
Brady, the wife of Josh Harris, owner of the Commanders, said that the Commanders are America's team. How does that make you feel?
She's probably a
They really
non-ball
say that.
knower. So
I would have to agree with that. Cowboys for sure aren't.
Yeah. How can you be America's team right now, I guess, is my question.
I mean, it's still the only stadium that can probably almost sell out 90K people.
You bring a fair point.
The Chiefs could
What in the heck was that?
They probably come close.
Who is what'd you say?
So you don't think the Chiefs could sell out 90K?
But you just have to look at it at
Screw
a
the
point
Chiefs,
that Dallas is such a big metropolitan city, and then you go somewhere like Kansas City, it's just nowhere near the size.
Yeah.
There's no other. I mean, I guess they got the Royals.
Gosh, he hit that.
Single into left.
Uh-oh.
Bases loaded for the Bulls with 1 out. We are
Oh.
reaching
Have you guys been to a
key point.
Chiefs or Royals game?
I've been, to
Royals,
I've been to a Royals game, yeah.
How was that?
In KC?
In KC, yeah.
It's cool. They share the same parking lot.
Yeah, yeah,
It's literally just right across the way.
yeah.
I've been to the stadium to see it, but I've never been to a game. I was just in Kansas City.
Went to a doubleheader against the Indians. We
that's
my
cool.
travel baseball team played in the World Series out in Kansas City, and we got to go to a game, and that was pretty awesome.
I didn't realize my sports stadium traveling was so lackluster. How many stadiums have you been to? Everyone been to?
Pruitt is done.
I need
It
to count
appears.
here.
That was a short leash.
I guess he kind of,
Yeah.
what you were saying, he saw he didn't have it.
Ethan Young, I think.
All right, I'm going to
Yeah,
try to
it's
count
got-
for you,
It's
James.
got to be. Yeah.
Yankees, Red Sox.
Bases loaded. We got another pitching change. Brad Pruitt throws 8 pitches. Walked the number 9 hitter, gave up a single to the leadoff hitter. In comes Ethan Young.
I think 8 major league ballparks, I believe, is what I've been to.
Did you count
8.
2 Brave stadiums if you've been?
No, I haven't been to Truist. I only went
Okay,
to Turner.
so- okay.
Yeah, I only counted Turner.
Yeah,
So
because I've been to Turner, I think, twice, and then I've been to the new one once. Sorry, Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, not ideal, but I agree with the move. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to try to limit the damage here. You go to your best guy. This moment could change the game. So
Yeah, you can't afford too much
Pruitt
here.
can come back tomorrow or Thursday with 8 pitches. What were y'all saying? How many stadiums have you been to?
Major league ballparks.
MLB?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been 8. Sox, Yankees, Orioles, Nationals. That's 4. Turner Field's 5. Kansas City, St. Louis, 6 and 7, and then San Francisco for 8. San Fran and Camden are my 2 favorites. Those were pretty awesome. I didn't go to Old Yankee Stadium. It was new Yankee Stadium.
San Fran is awesome.
I hit Petco
Petco is awesome too.
a couple summers ago. San Diego is dream living out there. That was one of the nicest spots I've ever been to.
I've heard outside of like Hawaii, it's the nicest city in like the United States.
It was
yeah.
incredible.
It's always like 75 to 80 degrees.
It doesn't rain ever. You don't ever have to worry about that. It's like 75 and breezy. It's especially near the coast. Well, I guess San Diego's near the coast, but
What was your ballpark number 2?
no, I've been to San Diego, Rockies, KC, both Brave stadiums. I think 5.
I got 2.
game at 5.
Big
I was actually gonna head down to Atlanta on Thursday.
the Braves game.
Yeah, my buddy's a Padres fan. I'm not sure we're going though.
It's an awesome spot. I mean, I love the whole Battery.
Yeah, I've been.
Around
I went
stadium.
first year they opened. We did Sunday night baseball. It was the Sunday that Tiger won the Masters 2019. Sunday night baseball against the Mets. We drove there and drove back in one day. It was way too much driving.
It's a hell of a day.
Yeah.
So, Lane Smith wants to know, I don't remember, is Charlotte's second starting pitcher any good? So, looks like that is Andrew Cribbs. Solid. He's 3-2, 4.13 ERA, 60 strikeouts, 26 innings, 61 in this pitch. But
How did we fare against them when we played them? Do you know? Be able to-
Andrew Cribbs, the first time around on April 12th, as Ethan Young gets a swing and a miss. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts. They've got a couple good back-end bullpen arms that, similar to an Ethan Young Norby, they would go to quickly. All right, big spot here. Pirates got to limit the damage. This is Ethan Young. He came to a similar spot against South Florida in Tampa and got out of it. But this is one of their best hitters. Speedy guy. You're probably not going to turn to double play here.
Go out on a limb and say this is kind of a make or break half of the inning here,
Yeah.
or make or break at bat, really.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get out of this with it being 8-3 or better,
Yeah.
you feel great. If it's 8-5 or worse, then it becomes a lot more adventurous.
Yeah, you're in a ball game the rest of the way.
Third base coach is the definition of unswag. 2-1 pitch, late on it.
There you go.
He's been late on the heater on both swings. I think you elevate a heater here. I don't think you can catch up. Two from Young. Went with the gas, but in and off the plate.
Good pitch.
3-2. Just got to try to challenge him, man. 6-run lead. Oh, that is not good.
Doesn't sound good.
What a
What a
freaking
catch.
play. Let's
Jack
go.
Herring.
That keeps you 8-3 and gives you a chance to get out.
Who thought that was gone off the
I
bat?
thought
I
that
thought that was.
Sounded gone. The announcer
Oh
thought
my
it was
gosh.
gone.
The announcer wanted it to be gone.
He
Of
thought it
course, and I always root against ECU.
And the
He
fact
kind of like pimped it too when he hit it.
Jack Herring, let's go.
not only did it stay in the park, he made the freaking play. That's
Jack Herring,
Let's-
great job, man. That is a potential game changer. Goes as a sack fly, but could easily be 8-5 right now.
So that goes off his head. It's 8-5. by the
Yeah.
way.
That's probably the most appreciative man right there in Ethan Young. Once we get out of this inning, I'm curious
Yeah.
how many ballparks you've been to, because I feel like you may have the most
I
here
need
at the
to count
table.
them up. The baseball is such a crazy sport because like it goes from being all relaxed to so tense when there's a big spot like this.
Yeah.
Takes us 3 singles.
Yep.
And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
You feel good, and then like all of a sudden, a couple of walks and a hit, and it's just like, man, we're on. And that's really Frank the
What's the first part of
losing his
it? I
mind.
don't even want to play the sound.
Strike 3, let's go.
Let's go.
Good, hell of a job by Ethan Young.
Great damage control.
Backwards K got a couple breaking balls
Stuff,
over.
Ethan.
That's fourth hot dog worthy.
Yep, go for
I
it.
just crushed number 4.
Did you?
Yeah. Stomach's starting to feel it.
Yeah, I think I'm done with dogs for now. Maybe late game. 8-3 ECU after 5. Big time pitching by Ethan Young and a big time play by Jack Herring. That was a huge play and a play that I'm not sure early season Jack Herring makes because he had a few
I was gonna
similar
say,
plays.
Yeah, that was a good play.
He has not been a great defender, solid I would say. That was a
I was
huge
going
play.
in to bet Phillies -1.5, and they're already up 3-0. Didn't even know the game had started.
Got some LFG in the chat. We are allowed to cuss on this podcast, or live watch along, whatever we're calling this. I told the guys we'll stay away as much as possible from dropping the F-bomb, but I just will say, if something crazy happens, like ECU hits a walk-off grand slam, like I might drop the F-bomb.
Freddie Freeman style.
Yeah. I've dropped it before on our podcast, so it's not like I don't cuss, but
That's rare.
yeah.
Philip.
Philip walks in and says the Thunder are frauds.
How's it going in there?
It's good. Just thought we were on pace to be out of here right about now.
I know. we hit a massive lull.
You can't every time that thought starts to get in your head, you just got to try to have it leave because it's never true.
What number dog are you on?
I have 3. I'm not gonna eat anymore. I don't feel bad.
So
I feel like crap.
Not sitting there. I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
No. That's the wrong place to be feeling
is
now.
up next?
Mid-work.
You just can't step away at any point in there.
So Collins. All right.
You guys cheered in here a little bit ago. What happened?
Catch off the wall.
The Jack Herring catch.
I thought it was. No, it was like.
A while.
It was like an inning or 2 ago. I heard it cheered. I thought it was during the Canes power play. I thought they were going to score, but then they didn't. So
Did ECU score? Was it Braden Burris home run? Yeah.
after the home run,
Philip's trying to figure out why we were cheering for those asking a couple innings ago.
I heard Drew B was like, "Oh yeah," or something. Maybe
It may have been when Bobby lost his. He lost a baseball bet that he lost his mind. He was like, "Dang it!" That may have been.
Yeah,
it.
I
That
had
was
a
probably-
guy going over 15 and a half outs, and the Brewers are up 3-0 and pull him after 15 outs for no reason.
So we've got Austin Norby due up third this inning. We'll go Austin Norby again. What do you think his plate appearance results in for a free month of VIP? Austin Norby due up third in the 6th inning as USF brings in a new pitcher. Somebody named N. Bernard. Nolan Bernard is in the game for the Bulls. Drew says Young should always be the first option out of the pen. I agree, Drew. Now, I don't mind ECU going to Pruitt there because they're trying to save Ethan Young because now he's probably at least going to have to throw a little bit depending on what the offense does. But you had to go to him there. I mean, USF gets a bases clearing double, and it's a completely different game. And they're honestly back in the game now. You would like to see your offense respond. Riley Johnson leading off the 6th. We've got, again, Austin Norby plate appearance. What will the result be? Drew Bestnight says hit by pitch. We've got a ground out to second, a fly out to center, a walk, RBI single, ground out to first. Get your picks in. Hurricanes update, Bob?
Yeah, they're down 3-1, about to end the second. I will say, so I'm in a Hurricanes group chat with like eight bros, and during the first series of the playoffs, the first round, one of our guys in the chat ended up going to take a shower during one of like the intermissions. Well, they ended up scoring and getting back in the game while he was in the shower. So, kind of the rest of the series, he would sit in the shower and watch the game.
Right.
That's
And
crazy.
literally, even in the last round against Washington, we were struggling. He'd go into the shower and take a chair into the shower, and they would score.
So, it's
So-
in the shower now.
He is actually at the hospital because he just had his second child and
Oh.
is taking his second child into the shower in the hospital room, trying to get the Canes back in business.
Whatever it takes.
We'll
Drew
wait
says
for
everyone
Hurricanes
take a shot.
dub.
Yeah. So
is-
congratulations, Jansen, on your son, and hope the Canes can pull it
Jansen is a usual part of the chat.
out. Yep.
So
Oh, nice.
congrats to Jansen. That's awesome, man.
I don't think anyone cares, but Aaron Judge did hit a home run about 5 minutes ago. So.
Aaron Judge, how many does he have now on the season?
I don't know.
75?
Has
Close.
Bellinger hitting a home run?
This game?
Yeah.
Don't know. I've not. They're up 5-2, top of the ninth. It's a possibility.
I have a wager on Bellinger.
No.
Cool.
Cool.
Ben Rice and Aaron Judge have the 2 homers for the Yanks.
Belly went yard yesterday. I'm surprised you. You bet on him back to back.
That's what I get for following these data guys.
The back-to-back home run days
Following
are
the
always
daddy
so
guys.
rare.
Yeah.
Alec Burleson drew a walk in a pinch hit appearance.
Nice.
Sweet.
Early.
Pirates in the pros.
He's now hitting 285 on the season.
He actually blew a no home run bet I had in a Cardinals game. He was the only one to hit a home run.
Sounds like you've been having a rough go.
I've actually been doing pretty well, but
It's the losses that stick with you. More
that's
than
right,
wins,
and
it
you
really
just want to
is.
learn from them. How
Don't
can
bet
I
against
become a
Burley,
better
man.
better? I had a dream at one point when I was going to school for data science that
Oh no.
I would
Just
create
watching it,
an
man.
algorithm that would allow me to be a full-time gambler and stay at home. And then I could have the excuse of watching sports
Right.
like you do with your job.
Yeah,
Like you can
that's
do
the-
that right now.
Exactly. I'm getting paid to do this, technically speaking.
Yeah.
Not this watch along, but to cover this game. Sometimes.
And that way, like, when wife asked me to do something, I could say, I have to watch this
Have to watch the game.
Have to watch it.
Yeah, that's a W excuse right there.
Yeah.
Because I get yelled at for turning it on. My mom's like, you don't need to watch this. Okay, whatever you say.
Pirates offense is kind of hit a lull here, guys. As I think Cliff Godwin just called a offensive meeting is what they term it in college baseball.
Hit?
This is the Austin Irby plate appearance. I think Burris' home run. So let's see what Irby does here. Free month subscription on the line. Could use a home run.
I'm gonna say ground out to third base.
I'm gonna say punch out. Strikes out.
I don't know if this guy. I want to say they said this guy only threw 2 times in conference play. Did I mishear that? There may be no scout on him.
I know he's a freshman and he's got like a 6 ERA. I did catch that.
Good swing by Irby, but he
Yeah,
fouls
the
it back.
last hit is the Burris home run.
Yeah.
That was the 4th inning, 5th inning, top of the 5th.
Top of the 5th. He was.
It feels
the
like it
second
was
batter.
like an hour ago.
No, I say that. I think that 5th inning took forever.
So this pitcher, number 39, Nolan Bernard.
Oh,
He got a hold of that one.
Foul.
A long
Foul.
strike.
Nolan Bernard, this is his first appearance since April 27th against Wichita State. So I don't know if he's been hurt. It looked like he was pitching a decent amount. But yeah, 3 appearances in conference play. So interesting that they're going to him. I guess South Florida is just trying to save arms, and ECU needs to take advantage if possible. The other factor is they know ECU is a well-coached team. I know the ECU fans may push back on that at times, but they know the scout, and this guy they probably have 0 scouting report on. So not a bad move by South Florida to go to somebody like this.
Not gonna lie, did not see him hit the ball there.
Yeah, I was
Thought
confused.
that he struck out.
You could be here, Brady. You could be in the Phillies spring training complex right now,
Yeah.
living it up, man.
Clearwater, Florida,
Just be like, this is where Bryce Harper hits every spring.
the
Oh, my.
home of Scientology.
My wife did an internship in Tampa and lived literally, well, it was Clearwater, lived right down the street. It was awesome.
Of this ballpark?
Yeah. Yeah, like literally you turn out of the neighborhood she lived in and it was, you just look to your left and it was right there.
Yeah, a lot of people like going to spring training. It's not sure that'd be my forte, sitting in the Florida sun,
You'll-
watching some guys.
You'll appreciate this as a Phillies fan. She calls me. This was back in, this had to have been 2013. She calls me and says, hey, do you know like a Ryan Howard? And I was like Philadelphia Phillies, Ryan Howard, just like won the home run derby type Ryan Howard.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, these supplements are going to Philadelphia. It was literally, she was
That's
sending
awesome.
like supplements for
That's
Ryan
sick.
Howard. And then it,
Base hit.
let's go. There's
All
our,
right.
Let's go, Herbs.
Let's see if anybody had single.
to left field.
We have hit by pitch. We have ground out to second. We have fly out to center field. we have walk, we have RBI single, we have ground out to first, and we have, I think that's it. Are we going to give it to RBI single?
I think you got to.
Adding RBI in there is.
I mean, he was being super specific.
I think you could give it to him. He said single.
We got to give it to him. He's the
I
only
think so.
person who had single.
I
like it.
One had single. I think you got to give it to him.
Henry Young.
Congrats, Henry.
Sorry, Henry, we're not giving it to you. I'm just kidding, man. We're giving it to you. He said face palm, so I'm going to give it to him. Henry Young, we're going to give it to you. Austin Irby single. You've been close on a few now, so I don't want to
Congrats,
keep
Henry.
hurting you, man. Henry Young with the dub. Win a free subscription for 1 month to Hoist the Colors. Henry, let me know what your username is or email if you can, if you have one already.
So that same internship, Ryan Howard wasn't even the most famous person.
Oh, really?
Derek Jeter.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully she recognized that
So
one.
it was the year Derek Jeter was hurt.
Oh,
and
really?
so he was in there working out, and so she got to converse with him some and actually work out with
That's
him
pretty
some.
awesome.
Yeah, and she had said, like, he was like, "Hey, I'm Derek," and it's just like, well, duh.
Yeah.
He's like, "What did you do this weekend?" And she's like, "Oh, it was pretty low key." He was like, "Yeah, me too." And it's like, "You're Derek Jeter. There's no way you had a low key weekend."
Derek Jeter's on my back, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Davin Whitaker pops out. Who was he pinch hitting for?
Does that say Jeter back there?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
Whitaker pinch hit for Peltier and popped out. So Pirates up 8-3 going to bottom 6.
Wow, NC State in the running for Darion Williams. NC State and Kansas
Wade.
That's the point guard, right?
from Tech.
Texas Tech.
He's
yeah.
a beast. If he just withdrew from the draft.
I say guys got to withdraw from the draft. And
People that ECU doesn't have to worry about.
Yeah, his
We're just recruiting Europe, for our next 17-year-old phenom.
We're going to play FC Barcelona next year.
I wish. I bet some WNBA parlay last night. It fell one leg short. It was some baseball and some WNBA.
I refuse to bet WNBA.
One of them was Paige Becker's 10 points. And
I
I got
now they're just at least some recognizable names in WNBA. You could
yeah. It was Paige Becker's 10 points, and then this girl that had 4 assists. She had 0 assists, and I had better at 4. I was like, yeah, this will be my last time betting WNBA. But I've been making some good money past week and a half.
So is there somebody you follow for like the WNBA bets to know? Or
It was some. I literally look at, type in on Twitter and go, parlay.
like you ask AI. Type
No, I'd literally just go on the Twitter search, push parlay, go to latest, and see everybody. Everybody that said some parlay, and I'll just be like, all right, this seems reasonable. I'll
Okay.
just go in. But I've been following this one guy right now, actually. He's doing NBA stuff, and he's got me pretty right. So David in left field for Peltier. But yeah, if I try myself, I'll just get lost.
Yeah.
I need a little bit of guidance on.
No, I'm saying you the bullet. No, I'm saying you can. Y'all have at it.
I might have to get a little bit.
Yeah, I feel the same way. There's like I had a thing last year where I would do like college baseball money line parlays and just I did it more so for fun. I would put like $1 on it and have like a butt ton of them, but yeah. Like any of those prop stuff, I feel like I'm lost.
Yeah, I need a little bit of help. So what I found is my favorite thing to do is alt line NFL parlays.
Okay.
Get somebody, Terry McLaurin, 50 yards.
Dog.
Terry McLaurin, 50 yards. I'm just trying to think of somebody like that the line won't be like too bad. Nothing like
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb, 50 yards, but like alt line stuff is the way to go.
Yeah.
And just parlay it because you can get it to about plus 300, 400, put $30 on it, and you're in a good spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
God.
one out single for South Florida as they continue to
How
find some
many
things
hits are they up
offensively.
to?
They're up to 5 hits. So, Casey Normally asked earlier, I meant to bring it up. A hot dog count, where are we at?
I'm at 4, but I think I've hit a wall.
I had
I have as
2.
well.
I'm at 4 as well, and I will not be hitting 5.
I don't
9 hot
know-
dogs
I-
is pretty impressive.
I don't
And,
know if I'm at 3 or 4.
and Philip had 3, I believe.
Yeah.
I think I'm at 3, but I honestly feel like I've had 4. If that makes any sense.
We're over the halfway mark of the box.
I feel like if this game did
Yeah,
not
we put a good
start
dent.
at 8 o'clock, if this was like a noon game, I feel like I could have crushed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, who knows? If we get to the 9th inning,
Maybe
Maybe
the
we
game
need-
goes to extras.
oh God. If that happens, the watch along may end early.
If that happens, ECU season may end
That
early
is
too.
very true.
Me and James might be sitting here by ourselves.
We can't afford it from a pitching standpoint for sure. But hey, as Al Davis said, just win, baby.
Drew says, got to dunk. Come on, roll that.
Oh,
There
there,
we
you
go.
go. Get it 2. Yes.
Let's go.
Gotta love a 2-0 fastball hitting to a double play. You'll take that every time.
To our
Even
new
though-
shortstop.
Yeah. He fielded it cleanly, stepped on second through the first. Novel concept.
Substance check.
I mean, you'd say 99.9% chance that this is it for Dixon after this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's done. I mean, he's already, the fact, too, he's already graduated. It's like, why, unless he just doesn't get any offer, which
Yeah.
like he will, based on his athleticism.
Oh, for sure. I mean, especially when you get into the teens and stuff
Yeah.
with baseball. Yeah.
I mean, you graduate in 3 years, you lose all your leverage if you come back.
Right.
It just makes too much sense for him not to go, or too much sense for him. He's got to go.
Now, those I'm trying to remember how baseball works. I know they're slotted for the first few rounds. Are they slotted throughout the entirety of the draft?
So the first 10 is slotted, and then you're not allowed to go over a bonus pool. I think it's 125. I think you're-
Total for your remaining rounds or just for each
just
round?
for each round, you're not
Okay.
allowed to go unless you save. If you let's say you take a college senior in the 3rd round that you pay $10,000 and you save that bonus pool money, then you can. Let's say you take Dixon in the 11th round, you could then go over 125,000.
I got you.
I can't remember what the exact number is, but that's what it used to be. It may still be that.
Yeah.
It's a confusing process. Draft position, once you get past the first round, really doesn't matter a whole lot in Major League Baseball.
From a money standpoint, you're saying?
Well, yeah, exactly. It's more about like the Yankees may call Dixon in the 6th round and be like, "Hey, we're going to take you in the 8th and offer you
Yeah.
$200,000. Will you take it?" Yes. All right, they're going to take him.
Yeah.
That's kind of like how it's done in Major League Baseball.
And they'll all start. I mean, they all start whether you're really first round or
Yeah,
18th. You're
Right.
getting picked you're going to low A to start.
exactly.
essentially.
Yeah. 8-3 Pirates. I'll tell you what. One of y'all want to come up with a prompt? Who wants to do it? You just got to do it in advance so the stream can make a pick.
Who's
So
3rd in the order?
3rd in the order, we've got Jack Herring. Again.
No.
Maybe not Jack Herring. Who's 2nd?
Braden Burris. But the problem is, if we do it now, we probably won't have enough time.
Yeah.
You could go Dixon Williams do it 4th if we think somebody's going to reach base. We'll just go Dixon Williams.
All right. Maybe Dixon Williams. How many pitches does he see?
All right.
Maybe that.
Dixon Williams, we need him to step to the plate this inning. If he doesn't, we'll pick something in the bottom half. And the Orioles just gave up a bomb to Reese Hoskins.
Future Philly, Felix Batista was on the mound and gave up that home run.
Walker with a grounder to short. It'll be a 6-3 put out. 1 out.
And gave the home run to a past Philly.
That's right.
Man, this Hurricanes game has been on the longest intermission I think
thought
ever.
the same thing.
It's only 20 minutes.
What's the Thunder T-Wolves update? Is there a score?
54-52 Thunder.
What quarter?
Third.
Probably mid-third.
Mid-third, correct.
Here's my other thing that's so dumb about Michael Elias. Why would you rely on a guy that just came off of Tommy John?
You got to work him back in slowly.
I know.
The question about Dixon was how many pitches will he see?
How many pitches will he see in the AB?
So we've got JPM with 5, Drew with 2, Johnny with 4, Bryce with 3. He's due up 4th in the inning. There's already one out.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody does not get on base here, we will extend that to the 8th, and then we'll pick a different one for the bottom of the 7th. So still get your submissions in.
I don't know if you could do it, but maybe a long-term question. How many more pitchers does ECU throw? Top of 7.
It's a good question. The problem is that there's probably not enough answers. You know, from the standpoint of like,
Everybody could be
yeah, I mean, we could say long term, how many more pitches does Ethan Young throw, or how many pitches does Ethan Young complete his outing with, or is that too confusing? We'll just stick with this for now. We need Braden to get on base, and there is a ground out to third.
That sounded good.
Ooh, almost an error. 2 down. All right, Jack Herring.
Get Dixon on.
Get Dixon up to the plate. If not, we'll just see what Jack does, and we'll make a decision. Pirates came out with a lot of juice early, and it's kind of faded. Now, of course, a lot of that has to do with when you're getting hits and getting guys on base. It's easy to have juice. This random dude they put in has just been
Slowing him down.
he's not really doing anything. I mean, he looks like he's throwing okay. It's not like he's got anything extra special. Lane says, does Ethan go the whole game? Johnny says, I hope not. When is that from?
today.
It's crazy. I think Ethan Young, if the score stays the same, he will not be taken out of the game until maybe the 9th inning. I think if ECU gets a run or two, then maybe you reevaluate. Do y'all disagree?
I agree with that.
I mean, you would love for the offense to score 2, and then you can go to
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Whoever.
With in an ideal world, would you take him out? And yes, you would love to. You save him, but you would just and we've shown it time and time again this season. You cannot trust the guys that come in behind him.
You just you win you do what it takes to win this game.
Yep.
And then you figure out Thursday. I mean, if you have to burn Ethan Young the rest of this game, then you have, Pruitt will still be able to come back. Hopefully you get good Pruitt. Jake Hunter, Lance Williams, Zayak, who am I missing? Jenkins.
Moran.
So, I mean, there's possibilities. It's just not – you just never know what you're going to get.
Moran probably not this late. Yeah.
It goes down quickly in terms of trust.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's just be honest.
Let's be real.
It's not that they can't get it done. It's just you don't know what you're going to get.
Hey, this is an unfiltered watch along. This is what the
This is
people
unfiltered.
want.
This is what the people want. How's y'all's first watch along going? Y'all enjoying it?
It's been pretty
I'm
good.
enjoying it.
Has 8 runs. We're excited.
Yeah, it's first.
Can't wait for the
First
first
4 or 5
ECU
innings were-
basketball watch along.
Oh gosh.
Tournament watch along.
The one thing about a basketball watch along, it is nonstop. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
action.
fast paced.
Whereas baseball is just like,
We could chat it up. Like,
yeah, it's hard. Like I was watching the Nuggets watch along the other day, and Granted, they were getting their butts kicked, but still there were like things going on that you could just like commentate on the whole game. Whereas baseball is like, I'm not going to narrate Jack Herring's hole at bat.
Yeah. Or be like, oh, RJ
7th
Felton
inning.
3-pointer.
Right.
Oh, RJ
Now-
Felton foul. Something
Yeah, like if it was like a game winning at bat, potentially I would. But all right, get in the gap ball. Too much air.
Center fielder.
Center fielder's good, man.
ball's been flying.
All right, so Dixon will carry that plate appearance into the 8th. And so what we'll do is let's go bottom of the 7th. How many pitches will Ethan Young throw in the 7th inning alone? So give me that number, and then we'll go Dixon. How many pitches will he see in his plate appearance?
No, we got a while. Completely off topic.
Yeah.
Anybody have any kind of football record predictions off the top of their head?
I think
Like
we
if ECU here. What's
Yeah.
ECU going? You just think.
I'm torn on this season because I think the offense is going to be very good.
Schedule's so tough though.
Give us this offense last season and just the whole.
I'm going 7-5.
I don't disagree.
I was gonna say 7-5, 8-4. I think you have a couple things. One, I think this offense is gonna be legit.
And
Then you have the combo, the schedule, and the defense question marks.
Right.
and first full season as Harold being the head coach. I don't have any doubts. I've been probably the biggest Harold supporter that's been through the show since Houston got fired, but you just never know.
Second football question: would you rather them beat NC State or beat BYU?
James bringing out the bangers. That might be
That
a whole.
was a good question.
That might be a whole Friday show for us. And James.
Yeah.
So NC State's not going to be that good, but they're still NC
I mean,
State.
that's a great question
Yeah.
because like so many people want to beat State, but
Because here's my thing. Here's my thing with that question. If you beat NC State, the way the schedule falls, you should probably be undefeated going against a huge matchup against BYU, and you want to say BYU.
yeah.
But
At home. BYU's could be like a top 15.
I would say
team next year.
BYU. I would say. I mean, like you just beat State. If you had just lost to State in heartbreaking fashion,
Is BYU in Greenville or away?
That's
Yeah,
in Greenville. Yeah.
in Greenville.
They're gonna be.
Heck
They're gonna
yeah.
be ranked something.
Ethan Young,
They'll be
number of
top
pitches,
15.
get it in if you
They're
want
gonna
to
be top 15.
have a
yeah.
chance to win.
Did you get the
Final.
total number before the inning started? I go.
Yeah, 17 is what he entered the inning with.
I would
So-
say beat BYU.
Yeah, I mean, I just think beating BYU will do more for your national brand. Obviously, beating NC State will do more for your regional
Fan
brand.
base,
Yeah, and the
yeah.
fan base. So that's a great question.
I don't
Let's
know.
just win them both.
Yeah, we can always win them both.
Yeah.
You don't have to lose one.
I don't know if you guys talked about it on the show. DraftKings released the odds for Week 1, and ECU is plus 14 right now.
14.
14.
14.
Bruh.
Wow.
I expected a touchdown, but 14's wild.
I might have to get it in early.
Yeah, no kidding.
I would have guessed like 10.
Hit by pitch to
Yeah,
start the inning.
plus
not what you
14.
want.
Looking
And
at
I was actually watching Josh Graham earlier this afternoon, and he was going through all the ACC matchups. They play some good Week 1 matchups.
ACC.
Yeah.
I know
There's some
Florida
bangers.
State plays Bama, right?
LSU plays Clemson.
Yeah.
TCU, Carolina, and Belichick's opener.
Yeah.
Duke, Elon,
Oh.
Power.
Is that their first game?
Yeah. Thursday night competing with
Yeah,
ECU.
there were some
NC State.
other notable. I'm not an ACC homer, so I'm not gonna sit here and.
Young's
Nor is
also-
the
it's
ACC
not
football even
sharp
fun to
today.
watch.
What is Tulane going to be like next year? I mean, they lost their starting running back, their starting quarterback.
They
I
got
know-
hit by the portal pretty hard. They have recruited well, and they have probably the most,
Quarterback's gone, yeah.
second most
what's his
NIL
name?
in the league behind Memphis.
What was their quarterback's name?
Menza.
Mensa.
That's right.
Yeah,
to
he was
Duke.
at Duke now, yeah.
Yeah.
Because to me, you got them on the road. Summerall's a terrific coach.
You're going to be a dog in that game. for
Yeah,
sure.
you got to be. Army, there's just no way Army, to me, can repeat what they did last year. Tulsa's, they're going to be better under Trey Lamb, but they're
Sure will,
Tulsa.
yeah.
Temple sucks.
Where did Trey Lamb
Charlotte.
come from?
Trey Lamb was at Gardner Webb.
Then East Tennessee
East
State.
Tennessee, yep. He's been solid. He runs a very
High-powered.
similar offense to ECU.
Yeah.
Army's bringing back that quarterback daily.
Is he
He's- I
coming
think
back?
he's-
I thought
I
he
think he's done.
graduated.
I think I just looked up. He's a senior.
I think he's done.
Think so?
I thought so. If not, then I'm changing my pick. 6. Actually, I have that game as a loss either way. Ethan Young, 3-1 count to Jackson Mayo. Got to throw a strike here. Bottom of the order. 8 strikes.
At 25 pitches, you're getting into that range where
That'll work.
Maybe he is going. I don't know. His Wikipedia page says he's still.
Throw it over the plate and make him beat you. 3-1 fastball gets popped out to center field, 1 out.
Okay, seeing Riley make that catch, do you think Riley can? Well, never mind. They got if they win tonight, they got a day break, so
That's
he's
true.
good. Yeah. Yeah, looking at the schedule too, I don't see football beating UTSA in.
Yeah, UTSA has not
Alamo
lost a home game since September of 23.
Especially late in the year.
They
like
are a
that.
completely different team at home. Now, I mean, that's the thing. The schedule, I think if you're Vegas, you're setting the over at 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
6.5. Yeah, that sounds.
I mean,
right.
it seems right to me on paper. I mean, 5.5 wouldn't shock me, but I think with last year's win total and the quarterback coming back, you have to set it at 6.5. Because 5.5, too many people would take the over. 6.5 feels right because, like, I think 6 wins is very doable.
Memphis is going to be solid, right?
Yeah, Memphis will be good. I mean, Memphis, Tulane, and UTSA will all be good, I think.
I will say that's. Granted, our schedule is a lot tougher, but honestly, it excites me because last year's schedule was just like a complete dud. Not that we did anything with it, but we did later in the year. But still, it was just.
And you, as a program, you want the chance to make some headlines too, man. It's like how much did that state win do? Like, I mean, that thing blew up on social media.
Yeah.
Not only because it was NC State, but it was just like a actual opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's strike 3.
Well, and then
Good
too,
pitch.
you hope you're not on ESPN Plus, and you get some
Right.
of those family and network games as well that the Americans slotted for.
Like, as awesome as the North Texas win was, and it was fantastic, it was like, who's paying attention to that outside of Greenville and North
Denton.
Texas? Yeah.
And can you even say Denton is paying
Yeah,
attention to it?
based upon the crowd that day, no. There was nobody there. Now, being there, it meant a whole hell of a lot. And if you're a fan, you're obviously fully engaged. But, like, it just, it didn't move the needle regionally or nationally like it should have.
I feel like at Coastal is kind of trappy too.
Yeah, that's a tough game. Although I do expect a lot of ECU fans. there.
Defense, yeah, they'll show out to that game.
Feels a lot like the ODU games.
I could see them showing up against State and even beating State and then laying an egg versus Coastal.
Is that the second game of the season?
Yeah, I think so. Or third, they play Campbell.
Well, Coastal's giving away
yeah.
free concessions, so they're.
They
Well,
might
hey.
get rowdy.
Buddies and I have talked about going down for the weekend doing a golf like on Friday, and
They
then,
got some good courses.
do they?
Mm-hmm.
Ethan Young, let's go, Walker. Throw it.
Hit 'em out.
He's
Got 'em.
hosed. Punch him out.
Yep. Let's go.
All right, Ethan Young. Let's get the official pitch count of that
Good
inning.
work, Walk.
I think he.
He threw 17 on the dot because the inner was 17, right?
Yeah,
He
he's
threw
finished
30,
with 34. Yep.
17 pitches. Bryce Lists had 17. Don Vickers had 17. I think Bryce got it in first. Don, although I don't know. We may have to give it to both you guys. I'm gonna do the charitable thing.
I
here.
want Pirate Nation to know. Normally, about 5 nights of the week, I'm asleep at this time of the day.
They need to be appreciative
Appreciative.
of your support.
Don Vickers and Bryce Lists, you are our winners. I'm
That's
gonna give
2
y'all each
months
one.
for Don
Yep,
Vickers.
Don
right?
Vickers, Mr.
Good work,
Facebook
Don.
himself. 2 dubs.
Wow.
I'm usually up till like close to midnight.
Really?
I pay for it.
That's
yeah.
about when you go MIA.
Yeah.
It's about midnight.
We have the group chat with Brady and James, and
We'll usually be talking.
I
some.
typically have to hit do not disturb to go to sleep. Just because, James will pop. James, I'll wait till James gets back, but like he just goes MIA from the chat for like 3 hours, and then he'll just like spam.
Remember, my phone's been dead the whole day.
Oh, yeah.
8 hours later.
But I feel like you're a West Coast guy at heart.
Yeah, I stay up late. I pay for it the next day usually, but it's fine.
Are you a napper during the day?
I'm not.
So
which is,
you just
if I nap, I feel more groggy and like out of it.
okay.
Usually, I feel more energized when I get a workout in. If that
Okay.
makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
All right, James.
Yeah.
Sit down the mic because I got to talk to you for a second. Not sit on the mic, but sit with it.
Yes.
So we got a group chat going. Me, you, and Brady.
Yeah.
By the way, I do want to point out we're running back the Dixon Williams plate appearance pitches, so stay tuned for that here. We have our group chat, and like you do a great job.
Yeah.
Messaging in it, but like you'll just disappear for like 4 hours at a time, and then you'll come back and then spam the chat for like an hour straight, and then disappear for 3 hours.
Me?
Like yeah, like what's going on that's so important where you just disappear?
No,
You
I just-
disengage?
I just has it been recently or am I always
Just all the time. Wouldn't you say randomly?
Yeah. I mean, he must have a lot more to do than me. I'm sitting around on my
Brady
phone.
is like usually an immediate response.
Yeah,
guy.
I'm sitting around on my phone.
Now there are
Three-
times Brady
Oh,
has do not disturb on as well.
I'm always a D&D guy.
I don't even like try to like be like that, but I don't get on my like I don't usually like Panthers scored again 4-1. I don't know what maybe I just miss
You're
it
just over a
because I feel like
misery
I'm on
over
my
here.
phone a fair amount, but
I was just giving you crap, but I just said I have noticed that.
I
Thunder
didn't
up
even
6.
realize I did that.
On a 10-0 run.
Oh,
Ooh,
Dixon with a
Wow.
shot
Rope.
off the. That had to be 105
Yeah.
mile per hour exit.
Oh.
He
Get
might-
you two. Get you two.
Yeah.
I got
Dog.
So that counts as a single, correct?
Calling
Yeah,
for a
single
review.
thrown out a second.
He's calling for a review. He don't want to
No, he
leave.
looked at the dugout. I don't know.
And I think
I mean, 8th inning, might as well review it.
Yeah.
Why
he
does
wa-
the announcer sound so shocked?
Oh, he's handing his stuff to Palumbo like he's staying at second. He pulled out his little oven mitt.
He immediately
The
looked at the
oven mitt.
dugout. When they
I
made that
mean,
call.
Look, he hustled the whole way. Like
that just hit hard off the wall.
the guy made a heck of a play. If he's
Yeah.
out, is whatever. Great throw.
Oh, you know what it is? I
I
always
think he's in there,
in.
man. He's
He's
in
in.
there.
Not even close. What is the blue looking at?
He's standing right over
What
the
are
top.
you doing?
What are you doing, idiot?
Standing right over the top of the plate, too.
Literally making us waste the challenge here.
Was that one pitch?
Yeah.
Did somebody get one?
That was one pitch. And Drew Basnight had 2.
What the?
I mean,
What? Like the umpire's not even looking at. He's like looking at
he
the
might have.
ball.
He might have.
Let's see.
Doesn't even have the ball yet.
No.
He's got to be safe, unless he's tagging him right there, which he's
No.
not. No.
He's in there.
Does he think he comes off?
It's not really close.
Yeah, I don't even think that's close.
It's hard to tell when he's tagging him.
Yeah, it's hard to tell when he's tagging him. That's what I'm saying. Like if he's tagging
Yeah.
him right when he catches it, then
I don't
maybe.
think he is though.
Is this going to be the MLB review where they just don't change it and just review it because?
Because he doesn't even have the ball yet, and this still doesn't really show whether he.
Yeah, I don't think he's even close to tagging him there.
He's in.
Still, now he's on the. Yeah, he doesn't even have him.
I think he
Unless
doesn't
he's
tag
tagging
him.
him right.
I don't think he's
there.
because I think he catches it off his body.
He's tagging him right. He doesn't even have
I don't
the
think
ball
he's
yet.
tagging him there. Here we should be able to tell. Yeah, he catches it there. Dixon's still sliding. He's not tagging him
He's
there.
not
No,
tagging him.
he's
That was
safe.
by like 2 seconds.
They are going to call it a single. I have stat broadcast up, so spoiler alert. So Drew Basnight had 2. Nobody else had 1, so Drew will be our winner. Drew Basnight. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Congrats.
Let me know your username. If you've won tonight and I've missed it in the chat, let me know your username or DM me on Twitter. I think my DMs are open either on Hoist the Colors or
Slide into Igo's DMs.
slide into my DMs like Dixon just slid in the second.
At 10:30 at night.
That's the call. Safe.
Good
Safe.
looks, Ump.
Safe.
Just
Look at
bet $14 live on the Timberwolves.
You did?
Yeah, 14 to win 53, and they're down 4 points.
What's the score?
62-66.
Ruled safe. I would still take Anthony Edwards at the end of a game over the Thunder.
And it's
if
a
they keep it
win-win for
close.
you because if the Thunder win, you're happy, and if
Right.
you win money, you're happy.
Yeah, at this point, it's like my brother's a big Thunder fan, but
Ruled safe. In the 9th inning, we'll give away. Should we go full year or 6 months?
Ooh, depends on the wager.
We got to do something big.
I know, but it's just hard because
It's hard to predict.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Drew wins.
I've never seen this ref in my life.
They did rule it double. So lead off double. We're getting another
I've
John
never seen
Collins
that
sack
guy.
bunt here.
Be right up
Yeah,
Cliff's
I've never
alley
seen-
with
'cause I recognize
no
the-
outs,
some
man
of
on
them.
second. I don't know. Lefty righty matchup. You let him hit.
That
There.
ball is gonna.
That'll
be
still advance.
Yep.
I feel like he barely hit that. And
I
went to
know.
the warning track.
all the way to the warning track. Well, I feel like Dixon smoked that
Yeah.
one ball.
Collins does have just when he barrels it up, that ball just jumps off his bat.
Still advanced the runner.
Did a job. I do think it's dumb that in baseball that you don't get penalized for a sack bunt. You know, it doesn't count as a plate appearance, or it doesn't count as an at bat. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a sack fly like that, I guess it doesn't really count as a sack fly. It just counts as a fly out advance the runner.
Seriously?
So like that goes down as a fly out, runner advance. Now if the runner scores, then it counts as a sack fly. I just think that you shouldn't be penalized. Like that should almost count as a sack fly,
Yeah, I agree.
if that
Is-
makes sense.
Is it that way in major leagues too?
So like right now it says flied out to right field. Dixon Williams advanced to third, so that counts as a over at bat for John Collins, which is kind of stupid because you still did your job. It's just
Right.
like if you would have laid down a sack bunt. We're arguing semantics here. The Pirate Pulse wants to know, is Big Game Brady asking CG a post-game question?
In the studio?
I'm going to take that as a no. No,
I mean, am I lost here?
no, we're doing a post-game Zoom. I am. You can hop on if you want.
Oh, I didn't even know.
You're more than welcome to join. You want to join?
B.
I mean, I could
Big
care-
Game Brady.
He'll answer about 2.5 minutes worth of questions. So if it was Mike Schwartz, on the other hand, he'd get me right on the questions.
Schwartz is a great question answer. He will make you seem
Shout out,
like you
Mike.
feel like the smartest guy in the world. Riley Johnson with a
Oh, wow.
Yikes. Come on.
That was dumb.
She's got to watch the ball.
well,
Well, I guess they said
they
don't
probably
get
had
the.
the contact play on.
Who did he do
First
that
or
against? I guess he did it against somebody earlier in the year, Dixon.
He's gotten thrown out home a few times. That
No,
one though is probably hey, anything on the ground, let's go.
No, there was one game where he got hosed at home twice in one game, and they were both like weren't even
Yeah.
close. I'm trying to remember who they were playing.
They always say don't get the first and third out at home, but they didn't say anything about the second out.
Risk the second out of home.
Just the second out.
Selfish question here, says Drew. He said that, not me. Any updates on the Rose game tonight? Anybody have any updates on the Rose?
Wasn't Hank going to it or no?
What
He was. JH Rose
I
is
think they
playing.
I think they update on Twitter.
Is that the local high school or something?
Yeah.
Did Conley? I'm assuming lost. Yeah.
I do not know. Don't follow my alma mater that closely.
They do-
Pitching change for South Florida.
Not your alma mater.
Conley?
Yeah.
They're on my alma mater.
I know.
I just
but
don't follow them that
you don't
closely.
follow him.
Nah.
J. Rose does not update on Twitter.
There's got to be a Rose baseball tweet. Somebody in the chat
Who
has
are they
to know.
playing?
Looks like Terry Sanford, maybe?
Maybe Terry Sanford updated.
Yep. JH Rose beats Terry Sanford for 12th straight win.
Heck yeah.
There you go.
Does Rose have anybody this year? Do you know, prospect wise?
They have a few guys, I think. I know they have a freshman pitcher at UNC now. I'm trying to think if they have anybody on the active roster.
That's why you don't tell Brady bets. Bet on the Timberwolves, and they're down 11.
Vegas got you again.
Yep. And then Edwards has 4 fouls.
Drew says thank you. You're welcome, Drew. Drew, does Rose have anybody on this year's team going to a Division I school? Let's see here. J.H. Rose. Andrew Wallen was a guy, but he was last year's class. He's there now at North Carolina. I don't know if they have anybody in 2025. Bryce Archie, who played against ECU in a bowl game. He is now pitching for South Florida.
Excuse me?
Brandon
wow.
Moore.
Yep. What game did he play against ECU?
In a bowl game, I would
Yeah.
assume
He
it
was a
would be-
football player. He was a quarterback.
In a bowl game, it would have been at Coastal Carolina in the Birmingham Bowl.
Yeah,
That's correct.
I was about
After
to say.
Grayson McCall died. Bryce Archie took over at quarterback.
Did he play much for South Florida this year, football-wise?
He started a few games because
They had an injury, right?
their starter got hurt. I think he was pretty mediocre.
Considering he's a dual sport guy,
Yeah.
doesn't surprise
Impressive, though. But
Yeah.
I just think that he was solid.
Maybe it's. I don't know how y'all feel. I'm going to compare really ECU to. I'm going to say the ECU is part of. This does sound really stupid saying this, but the big four of the American, and I'm going to include Tulane, South Florida, and Memphis as the
Yeah.
other teams.
I agree with that.
South Florida is probably the team I want to see least successful
Yeah.
of the other ones. Memphis and Tulane. Tulane, I could really care less about. I think they're just kind of on a hot streak and just suck as an athletic program. But
South Florida is still a pretty young
yeah,
athletics football program, especially overall. So I'm with you. Like they really didn't earn anything. They were placed into Conference USA and then originally the Big East because they were in Tampa. Like they didn't earn their way there.
And
Whereas like Memphis, Tulane, and ECU have all had to put in a lot of work.
and think if it was it Levitt that got fired. Was that the name of the coach
Yeah.
for hitting the kids or whatever he did? Saying something? I don't know. But
Yeah, that whole situation was interesting. Bobby has closed his computer. Are you giving up on your sports teams?
yeah, they all suck tonight
Canes are
except for
done.
the Pirates. I think the Canes are done. That was 4-1.
I saw it with 4 minutes left or something.
Yeah. I kept it on the Orioles with hope maybe they'd make a comeback, and then they sucked in the bottom of the 8th and gave up another run. But leave it on the Pirates baseball team this season.
Oh.
Still in second. He is
Safe.
safe. Don't do it on power.
That's
Okay.
safe.
I thought I was going to call him out for a second.
Don't
Uh,
want to go review it again.
Johnny Robertson says, why do they send their runners home with the infield in so much? Typically, so with nobody else, the general rule of thumb is you don't go, especially with the infield in, obviously. With the infield back, you go because you're going to score. With one out, that's typically when you have the contact play on. As
That's
Wallace gets one through, send him.
Get
That's
home,
a
Riley. He's quick.
All right.
He's quick.
weak throw.
Nice.
And an RBI single for Colby Wallace, 9-3 Pirates. Typically with one out, in that situation, you have the contact play on. Puts pressure on the defense. The general rule of thumb is if you know you're going to be out at home, which is hard to do as a runner because you're taught not to necessarily look at the ball, you get caught in a rundown and then get the guy to second so he's still in a scoring position, which obviously Dixon wasn't able to do. Now, they did steal with Riley, got him there. But that's typically how most teams do it is it's called – if you have a fast run at third, you do a contact play. Where anything on the ground, you automatically go and don't hesitate. And that's just how a lot of teams teach it. With nobody out, usually you don't send in that situation because you still have another out to play with, if that makes sense. Does that make sense to you guys?
I understand what you're saying, yes.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make sure I articulated it. I mean, it looks dumb when you get hosed by 3 feet.
That looked like a pop off the bat and went to the warning track.
I want to know who's going to be the person in the media to ask Cliff about the beach tomorrow.
I'll ask him.
You'll ask him?
Yeah. I will.
He's going to say, now I go.
I mean, he
That's
will
good.
definitely be like, "Come on, I go." Like,
Yeah.
but he knows like it's especially like it's not gonna be like the first question. I'll ask towards the end.
Uh-huh.
Coach, with the guys, you get beach time tomorrow. As a result of this.
I go.
It's-
Come on now.
He'll probably. I don't know. I'll think about it in the morning, or think about it tonight, and we'll make a decision in the morning. I'll definitely ask though if I remember, which I should. knock on wood, Pirates take care of business.
How many people are normally in those Zoom sessions?
Not a whole lot, especially this late at night.
Yeah.
There was
The oh my god, dude. Yeah. So the final Mike Schwartz presser after the conference
UAB.
tournament, it was sad. It was just me and Brady.
What?
yeah.
Yep.
I'm not sure I asked a question. I don't know if I asked a.
I thought you did ask the question.
I don't know if I asked a RJ or. I think it might have been Schwartz. But yeah, it was just us two, and then there was like two guys like in person.
That was the late night
It
game,
was past
right?
12.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was literally just like no other entity. It was just
Yeah, I
me
go
and Brady.
shot me the
Oh, wow.
thing. I was like, might as well. I sat here and watched the whole game. Might as well stay up for an extra 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, I guess it would be y'all and maybe Daily Reflector tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some other media station out there maybe.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay, yeah,
Maybe.
that's right. Yep.
The so Darren says Raleigh is a huge X factor. Still leads to run. Good Pirate baseball. Unless you're getting
14
thrown out
hits
at home.
tonight.
14
Solid.
hits with the Pirates.
Yeah.
Oh, errors. I think that's big.
That is big.
Yep, hopefully continue that throughout the week.
Bottom 8. Young still out there.
Jacome.
Jacoby. You would love for this to be his final inning. I mean, he has only thrown 34 pitches. If you could get him out around 50, he's probably out for Thursday at this point, but he definitely could throw Friday and Saturday. So hopefully you get a quick inning here and add some more runs.
All right, back to our question we were discussing earlier. All right, say the game, we go into the ninth at 9-3 to the bottom of the ninth. Are you comfortable pulling Young, or do you still keep him out there?
If it is 9-3, let me see where they're at in the batting order. You'd be towards the middle to bottom of the order. I'd be comfortable if it's 9-3, putting in like Jake Hunter.
Yeah,
Or something like
I'm
that.
good taking him out.
My next question, who do you start Friday against Charlotte?
Of course, leadoff single. Or Thursday.
Thursday, excuse me, yeah.
That's a good question.
Because Jake Hunter came to my mind as
Yeah.
a Thursday starter, but if
I
you
think
throw
you
him
start.
today,
I think you start Jake Hunter. I think even if he throws an inning,
yeah,
he threw in the. Remember the UTSA series? He threw the Friday.
that's
He
right.
threw the final inning of one game and then started the next game with like 5 innings. So he
Okay.
could do it.
Yeah, I try to avoid throwing him tonight, though, at all
Yeah.
costs, please.
I think you start Hunter and then try to see if you can get good Pruitt.
You mentioned not going Hunter tonight. Do you have a guy you trust beside Hunter to come in on the ninth?
I mean, 5-run lead. I would hope there's somebody that can,
Hopefully
at least
6.
2 guys that can maintain.
6-run lead.
Sorry, yeah, 6-run lead.
I mean, Colby Wallace has closed some games, so I wouldn't hate going to Colby Wallace. It's just your defense takes a hit there.
5-1 Panthers. I don't know if it was
5-1.
that
Yikes.
many. Yeah.
Wow, Freddie Anderson disaster.
He might have been an
class.
empty netter. I don't know, though.
Wow.
I said they were going to get
I
swept.
would hope there wouldn't be an empty
You
net
said
up
swept.
I said they were going to get swept, yeah.
The Panthers are a team and a half for
I
sure.
had Stars in 6 and Panthers in 4.
Well, here's the thing with Kobe Wallace. You go to him, you can still go to Jake Hunter if things get tight and feel good about Jake Hunter, I think.
Right. I agree. It'll be interesting to see how they play it. Drew says start Jenkins Thursday. I think Jenkins is pitched better out of the bullpen, but it's
Yeah,
just
pass on Jenkins on Thursday.
the problem is there's no clear answer.
Yeah,
There's
thing
really
with
not.
Jenkins, I mean, I think that we've kind of touched on it. It's a little mental
Yeah,
part with him, and starting game 2 of the conference in a
there's a lot of pressure to put on
quote
him.
quote must win game. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So good strikeout.
Anderson Williams says, "Do y'all think Riley will come back?" Are you talking about Riley Johnson? He is done.
I'll say he's done.
Yeah, his eligibility will be done,
Yes.
so he will not come back. He may come back as a student manager because the dude loves ECU, but he will be done playing.
Jordan Riley, on the other hand.
Jordan Riley is back,
Yeah.
and he did
Yeah.
he spelled Riley Riley, so maybe that's what he meant.
I feel like, I don't know, I've never talked to Riley Johnson a day in my life, but I feel like he's one of those guys. Just seeing him on the field, that would be a perfect GA into that
for
coaching
sure.
role.
He seems like that type of dude. Dude loves it, man. And he's honestly like already GA'd because, like, not actually done it, but from the standpoint of when he's hurt, he's like coaching all fall and stuff.
Yeah.
He like basically acted as a coach.
He's a good man.
Drew says, "What are the chances of changing the?" He says, "B-ball tourney venue." I assume you mean baseball.
What was the question?
Basketball,
conference
get
tournament.
it out of
Basketball,
Texas.
it's changing.
I think they should just play it at Minji's.
I think so too.
It'd be
I
packed.
think they should play the baseball tournament at Minji's.
Baseball tournament.
Whoa.
The word on the street, per sources in Clearwater, is that this may be the last year.
Seriously, where would they go?
I've heard that they would go on campus. This source, which I will say is not an official source of the conference, but is somebody who has ties to ECU and is in Clearwater, said that he had heard that the possibilities were South Florida, ECU, and Wichita.
Please, for the love of Pete, anywhere but Wichita.
I agree. Like, why would you want to play a conference baseball tournament in Wichita, Kansas? And I agree, like, Greenville, North Carolina. Oh, maybe not, but at least ECU fans would watch ECU games.
Oh, wow. Hurricane
Good
scored
pitch.
5-2.
My mom is
Don't
from
call
that
it a
area.
comeback.
And they're on, I think
Can't diss it too much.
power play goal.
Ethan Young with back-to-back Ks after leadoff single. Drew says, well, both. With lack of fan interest for both. I mean, it is a problem. It's just a problem that there's not really a good fix for because the conference is so spread out.
And I think you're seeing that across the board nationally
Yeah.
now. I mean, you used to have the ACC just, I mean,
Like,
you
I'm
have-
sure nobody was at the Cal-Miami baseball game this
right,
morning in
exactly,
Durham.
at 9 a.m.
In Durham.
Yeah.
Is that where they're playing?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's just one of the million things wrong with college sports.
SEC plays in Hoover, right?
Yeah, and that's the one that
Makes
you
sense.
still have. But now even like Oklahoma, I'm guessing they didn't have too many people make the trip to Hoover, Alabama. But still, for the most part,
I mean, I guess it makes sense for baseball because then you're not, I guess, spending as much money maybe
Oh.
at a neutral venue. But basketball, I don't know what a good solution is for that. Memphis makes the most sense probably.
I think so too. I mean, they got a good fan base, good facility if they can get the FedEx Center, and you know their fans are going to show up for Memphis games. And Memphis is typically a top seed,
Yeah.
Memphis does. Memphis would make a lot of sense.
and it's
actually.
actually a good location
Yeah.
for
Centralization.
Like, yeah.
the only thing in the middle of everything, really.
Yeah. But didn't they say too with that the women's tournament would be somewhere else? It wouldn't
Yeah.
be in Memphis.
They wouldn't do it in Memphis. 2-out single, runners on the corners, AK visiting the mound. Young just has not looked extremely sharp today.
So, yeah,
AK looks like he's talking to him pretty good. There's Jake Hunter. just
stressing. Getting loose.
I don't even- like, what can we even call that? Is that like,
Sitting weirdly.
you can't even call it warming up. I don't even know if
Stretching the
he's-
hip flexor.
Yeah.
Are you at all concerned they're not warming anybody up? I mean, I know
A
there's
little
2
bit.
outs, but
I think if he gives up another hit,
I think they're in a good spot. Not a good spot, but they're fine.
you got the
I cashed out for five total dollars. I
middle.
was
bottom,
might as
middle
well
of the
take a
order
little
up.
bit of money because they're not winning.
They're gonna come back and win now.
Of course. You don't even have to tell me. Ant's been bricking low key.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he in foul trouble?
Yeah, he's got 4 too.
We need to come up with a prop for the ninth. What about total batters for the ninth inning? Is that too complicated for both teams?
I like that for a 6-month or 2.
Yeah, we gotta do something big.
Combination of batters, hits,
oh,
runs.
yeah.
And to batter total batters in the 9th inning.
Good pitch.
Let's do that. Give me total batters, hits, and runs scored by both teams combined in the ninth inning. And whoever's closest wins 6 free months. Voice the colors.
Hits, batters, and runs.
So, like,
I feel like that's almost a year worth.
give me the 3 numbers separate. So, for example,
I'll tell you what, the
Yeah.
number total.
like
oh, that's 2 painted on the corner. Yeah,
like
God.
8 batters, 2 hits, 1 run.
What if somebody gets like 2 or 3 right?
Whoever's will grade it. And,
Grade it.
yeah.
Usually,
If you get 2 out of 3 and you're like extremely close on the 3rd or whatever, we'll figure it out. So break it up on. I see a lot of people give me total numbers, which somebody gave me 5. Is that even possible?
The total batters has to be.
Yeah.
Not possible.
Total batters, so like 6 if it's the minimum. Hits,
Oh, for both teams?
yeah.
In the
both
9th
teams.
inning total. In the
I
9th
thought it was
inning
just for
total.
ECU.
Nah.
So I know this is confusing, but all right, this guy got it. Drew says 8 batters, 2 hits, 1 run. So he's saying in the 9th inning total. Let's see if this
Make
play's
a
made.
ball.
God.
God, I don't even know if he got it.
Great effort.
Did not get it.
Great effort.
What was that?
Miscommunication.
Yeah.
Kind of
Alright.
been waiting for one of those all night.
That was a heck of a throw, seeing as he got clipped by Dixon.
He got like side check, shoulder.
I don't know if they would have got him either way because I don't know if he's a fast runner.
And 6 months gets you essentially all football season for free.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so these guys got it. So, like, Drew has 8 batters, 2 hits, 1 run. So he's saying there will be 8 batters in the 9th, 2 hits, and 1 run. This is for both teams combined.
Mariners down 1-0 to the White Sox in the 7th.
It's like 30 degrees and rainy there. It's freaking Chicago. It's a joke.
You'll be receiving a text from Pat
I was
Mason in the morning.
messaging him earlier.
Were you? The boy.
All right, so total, I'll say it one more time. Total batters for ECU and USF, total hits, and total runs scored in the inning. Each, give me 3 separate numbers. I think Young is tired.
Yeah, at this point, I kind of say this is his last batter.
He looks to be laboring a little bit.
Somebody better be over there throwing a baseball in the bullpen. Oh,
what he said.
and what are we doing?
He's got a blister or something? Please, no.
Calling for the dugout, too.
Gosh, if he has a blister, that thing's not going to heal by the end of the
No.
tournament either.
Throwing in. Come on.
Cliff coming out, too.
Ethan Young better be loosening his arm instead of his hip flexor right now.
You mean Jake Hunter?
Jake Hunter, yeah. I said Ethan Hunter, didn't I?
Gosh dang. Do you guys remember, this is so weird, the guy on the Blue Jays that a drone had messed up his hand and he was pitching in the playoffs and his hand was just dripping blood?
I kind of do remember that.
I'm trying to figure.
It's right on the edge of his finger, it looks like.
That's the worst spot to get it, too.
And just take him out.
Yeah, for real.
At this time, you just
Looks like
buy
they kind of like pop it. I mean, what are we doing?
Buy enough time for Hunter to get warm.
Get Hunter warm.
Which technically, if you exit with an injury, the next guy gets as long as he wants warm,
Okay.
or within reason. Otherwise, you'd have a dude out there for like an hour.
35, 45 pitches.
I'm not good at that.
Not the traditional 8 or whatever.
Panthers won. Officially.
Final.
5-2.
5-2 final.
I'm guessing that 5th goal was not an empty netter. Do you know?
I don't think it was. There was 5 minutes left in the 3rd, so.
Here's the thing with Freddie. He can be horrendous like he maybe was tonight, or he can be
Yeah.
Freddie of the 1st and 2nd round.
Jesus Luzardo has been big for Philly.
Appears he was pretty bad tonight.
What are we doing here?
Schwarber and Otani, MLB home run leaders.
You got to feel good about Luzardo because I remember that spring training game. He gave up like 3 home runs.
It was it was a terrible team too. It was back to back to back.
Right.
Yeah.
Looks like he's gonna try to stay in.
Oh my gosh.
Seems kind of crazy.
Thunder are up by 14. 7 minutes to go. SGA's got 26
I mean, he's just trying to throw the ball right now.
How many free throws?
10 of those are free throws. Attempted 12.
So
Why are we forcing this with a 2-0 count, runners on first and second?
I'm surprised. But, I mean, he must not think it's that bad.
DiVincenzo was. Whew.
But the fact that he called out to
I
get
don't
looked
care
at
what
is
you
not
say. He's so trash.
the most reassuring.
14 points in the NBA is not a lot.
There's a reason why he got traded. I mean, we're just gonna sit around and think about our
I
decision.
don't know
here?
what the deal is. I guess he's coming out. Okay.
They might as well just take it
Yeah.
back.
I mean, it's-
You think that was a tactic to buy some time there?
I don't know.
Some
It's
gamesmanship?
weird.
The old blister on hand.
We'll ask about it post game, obviously, but not a good development here. Blisters don't typically heal in short order.
I don't even know what you do to that. You put some
I
Neosporin
mean,
on it.
Cliff doesn't really look like he wants to take him out, or I don't know what the conversation is here.
Coming up on 3 hours of game time, by the way.
I mean, I'm just speculating. I would think the earliest he would go now is Saturday probably, yeah. All right, seeing the Adidas on the pants, is there any updates on the whole Adidas Nike thing for
I
next year?
haven't
What we're
heard.
doing?
Anything yet?
I did mean to ask you about that. I had a buddy that texted me about that because he's actually a big ECU fan and he's not on social media anymore, and he texted me about that, and I never followed that up with him.
I think the contract expires next summer, so I mean we should hear something by the fall.
I had a buddy look it up, and he said the Adidas deal was announced in November
Yeah.
of the year before.
The year before it expires. Yeah. I was told ECU is not getting new uniforms for football, so that would lead me to believe maybe they're looking in another direction, but it may not mean anything.
That was kind of my thought,
Yeah.
too. If they were going to renew, they would probably...
I mean, because they used to be with
Nike.
Nike,
They were
yeah.
Nike before,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Speaking to a former baseball player, he was just talking about how much better Nike stuff is, specifically for baseball than football. And obviously in the recruiting realm, Nike is a big deal. I don't think, if I remember correctly, Under Armour is not doing deals anymore with anybody other than like Maryland and Notre
Yeah.
Dame.
They have definitely cut back. I mean, it's basically Nike or Adidas. I mean, that's the problem is ECU got a really good deal from Adidas. I don't know if they'll get that much money again
Yeah.
or value. So it'll just come down to who's going to offer the most money. I think most players prefer Nike.
Yeah.
Should start wearing Jordan Brand.
That
I
would.
was going to say, or New Balance could swoop in and...
Yeah.
Is anybody else even in the game? I mean, I guess you got like Reebok with some smaller schools.
I
But
think New Balance is legit.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah.
I think Reebok's cooked. Patrick Macy said ECU deliver Ethan Young.
ECU deliver.
A little late.
It's late, bro. It's 10:57. I thought we were going to get out of here at a good time, but so much for that.
We were on pace early on.
What is? Are they
How's
still meeting
Phillip
on
doing,
Monday?
do you think?
He hasn't come back in here in a while, so
He must be just talking.
somebody said, "I imagine you may see." Pack the Jungle tweeted, "Looks like Ethan Young may be dealing with a blister. I imagine you may see super glue applied to the blistered area to see if that will help him keep going." I don't know anything about blister care, but I do know that it ain't gonna make it better throwing more pitches.
Nope.
But as hard as you got to grip a baseball, and Ethan Young throws the crap out of it. Ian Simpson says ECU Jordan School ? And it's not gonna happen. We were just joking.
Jordan just does it based on who he likes and the brand
I don't know if
of the
Michael
program.
Jordan's ever heard of ECU.
He's a Wilmington guy, right?
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
he hasn't,
the
yeah.
ceiling is the
I'm
roof.
sure he is. Ceiling is a roof.
That was an all-time dumb quote. And
Jake Hunter is in the
here we
game.
go.
Pirates up 9-4. Just need it out here, boys.
Yeah, we get now. I think it's.
Somebody says, is this pitcher mismanagement or is this just our year in a nutshell? I don't really think it's pitcher mismanagement.
I think a blister is just complete unluckiness.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Young has had a high workload, but like we've talked about it, the staff is not very trustworthy outside of a few guys. Lane Smith says, "What the hell is Seattle doing?" Seattle is losing to the White Sox 1-0 in the 7th inning. It is like 30 degrees and rainy. They probably just don't want to do it. They don't want to be there.
Here's the thing. You say 30 degrees and raining, and it could be Chicago or Seattle.
Yeah, this is true. But one of those places has a roof.
Oh, that's true.
The White Sox, I just don't think I want to play baseball in Chicago, especially if I'm not playing at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I was trying to see if there's a weather report here.
Nobody cares about the White Sox. Here,
54 degrees and drizzle. So not
Okay.
as cold as I thought, but still drizzle. Wind 16 mile per hour, so it's just probably not good hitting conditions.
Well, and in typical Mariners fashion, they have 2 hits.
This is typical of the Mariners. They won the first. They were leading the first game of the series 1-0 going to the 8th, and today they are trailing 1-0 going to the 8th potentially. Bottom 7 right now. White Sox are throwing somebody named Isert, Brandon Isert in relief. So maybe they can come back on this White Sox bullpen.
What a trash of a rebuild, too, when you think about it.
They
All the
blew it.
trading they did. I mean, Luis Robert, Eloy Jimenez, Moncada, some of the pitchers that they have that just never panned out.
Yeah, I mean, like it looks so good on paper, and then it was a giant flop.
Did y'all see that Luis Robert quote today?
What did he say? He's not playing good enough?
Yeah, he said he was asked about the deadline. He said, "To be honest, I'm not sure I'm even playing good enough for somebody to take a chance on me."
Wow.
You just got to feel for somebody like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just sad for a pro athlete to even say.
So
Go ahead.
I forgot he inherited 2-0 count. I was like, what's going on with the count? So 1 pitch away from loading the bases here. Lane says you could get hit and shot in Chicago. That is true.
Oh, okay. Lane telling us the truth here.
Strike.
Good pitch, Jake.
Jack says, I think you needed another inning out of Norby, but he had to rest for so long it messed up his mojo. Yeah, I mean, he was just cruising and then lost it. That definitely hurts. Just find a way to win this game and reset for Thursday.
Yep. Really would like it. So the bases are not loaded into the
Yep.
Y'all think
Time
we can
runs
get
out.
2 more assists from Anthony Edwards in 4.5 minutes of gameplay?
What's the score?
They're down 84 to 99.
No. He's probably going to be taken out. They're right on that cusp of, like, just you take
Yeah.
your guys out at this point.
He's got 4 fouls, so obviously that's not.
Thunder up big.
15.
Ball 4 and the bases are loaded. 2 outs.
For the second time tonight, I believe, for the Bulls.
Yep. I think the game tracker is broken.
Average night on stat
They
broadcast.
still got Ethan
the American
Young.
Conference just quit for tonight.
They gave up after the I think they don't know how to insert the pitcher mid-count is what the problem is.
Yeah, Edwards is in the game. Hopefully it can.
Big spot here, boys.
2 quick assists.
9-4, bases loaded, 2 outs. Got to get this out, ideally. Prevent the tying run from coming up. Carter Murphy is hitting.
For 2.
Hunter's ahead, 0-2. He's
There you
throwing
go.
2 middle pitches, but hey, they were strikes.
Maybe he was just uncomfortable being in the 2-0 count.
Connor Murphy.
That is
doesn't
a
look
tough
like he wants
situation
to
in here.
swing.
Yeah. Love that he's still rolling with a stash. Let's go.
Come on! That was borderline.
It was.
But college umpires have made that call at least 14 million times. Fastball or slider?
Fastball.
I'm going to go slider. Yep.
Slider.
Boom.
Oh,
Let's go.
I was
Go,
wrong, but I'll
Jake.
take it.
The batter was thinking like you.
Yeah.
Jake Hunter with a big punchy.
Let's go. Jake.
Bases loaded, stranded for the Bulls. Pirates will take a 9-4 lead into the ninth.
Just thinking about this, how nervous are we with a 9-4 lead?
I-
And when you
it's
think
so
about
sad.
Pirate teams in the past, like 9-4, you're like, all right, this is a wrap.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I would say I'm sitting at a 8.5 out of 10 comfortability scale.
Okay, so you're pretty
No,
comfortable.
But what about when they had the bases loaded?
I was still fine.
you're
Overall win rate is.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine. I think we're in a good spot.
All right, love it.
Hunter escapes the jam with a K, and ECU will take a 9-4 lead into the ninth, and we can get into our final prop. The chat is going crazy. Again, get your final picks in. Total batters between each team, total hits and runs scored in the ninth inning. The closest will get a 6-month free VIP subscription. I mean, fun's one way to put it.
Yeah.
How do you keep the energy this long?
We're struggling.
My random football question. Philip, who'd you rather be, BYU or State football next year?
Would I rather beat
Yeah.
State?
Really? No.
We were indifferent.
As cool as the win against BYU be, because they're going to be so good, this fan base is so
Obsessed.
deeply rooted in in-state rivalries and caring about what they care about. They're not a big picture fan base, which is dumb to say.
I would say I said BYU, but that's my personal opinion. Yeah. Yeah, Jack, I remember that well. I was trying not to bring it up. He says, "Do you not remember the last time we played USF and they scored 10 runs in an inning without hitting it out of the infield?"
Yikes.
There was this conference tournament game, I think this one he's referencing, where ECU had like a 7-1 lead going to the ninth and gave up like 10
Are
runs.
you ready for the ninth inning prop? I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the
The hits.
Total
Yeah,
batters. We'll try to keep track of it, and then I'll have to go back through the comments.
Batters, hits, and runs, yeah?
Yep.
and then the box squirrel will have it fine
Yeah.
for us.
It'll actually be pretty easy to keep track of.
Yeah.
We just got to – the toughest thing will be keeping track of who picked what. So Pirates lead 9-4. How many insurance runs do we need?
0. No, we need. I mean, we'll take whatever.
We have former Pirate Jacob Starlin in the chat. He says over plus Pirates money line, check mark. So, the star man. He had some money on the Pirates tonight, allegedly. Star, it was good to see you earlier this year, man. The Pirates need you. Can you get in the box and hit?
Well, that's a strikeout.
ECU legend, Jacob
ECU
Starling.
legend. One of the most clutch players in recent memory.
Well, we even talked about him this year after the NC State
Oh, yeah,
game. Like a whole
the
year
cycle.
ago, he just had that massive game, and then this year everybody's crushed after losing to NC
I
State
know.
here. I mean, it's just
He like
complete
came
different
back
vibes.
from injury to hit for the cycle.
Yeah.
And then me and James drove to NC State for.
For nothing.
These dudes, all right, we're 2 batters in
Was that
and
caught?
2 outs. Yep.
Caught.
Good lord.
That was laced.
2 batters and no hits.
Yep.
No.
This dude's
Yeah.
shooting bow and arrows at everybody, and you're down 5 runs. Nice.
Brady and James were the sacrificial lambs of going to that state game early this year just to get it canceled.
That was.
Hung out in the crowded state press box for
There was
20 minutes.
way too many people.
How
in there.
many people were at that
There
game?
was.
There was a lot of people.
It was like workers and like just other random people in there. There was probably at least because they have those like 2 separate press boxes almost.
Oh, yeah.
Was the people just trying to stay dry, essentially?
And it
and
wasn't,
just-
it wasn't even raining.
Yeah.
They acted
No.
like some tornado was going on outside.
Wow.
We were only in there for like 50 minutes.
But we found like the only 2 seats there. There's people just sitting on the floor and stuff. I was like, good God.
I don't like going to that stadium for baseball. They have a sweet football press box, but
It's like Doak something, right? Is
yeah,
it?
Doak.
Field
Dale Park at Doak.
it's
Doak Athletic Park or something like that.
Yeah.
James would know better than
Yeah,
that.
it's Doak Field something.
And Anthony Edwards is officially on the bench.
Is your prop dead?
Yep, I needed 5 assists. He had 3. Lost both my bets. Sorry.
I don't know where that missed. Braden Burris looking to get on base here as the Pirates are trying to potentially get some insurance, but 2 outs, nobody on. Still 33% of the inning left, guys. Burris is just such a good hitter, man.
33% of the half inning.
Yeah, you're right. The half inning. It's late.
Florida basketball has a great
I was
chance.
trying to calculate in my head.
Florida basketball has a great chance to repeat next season.
Boogie Fland.
He's legit. I can't believe he's withdrew. But I'm glad he didn't go back to Arkansas.
Kaysen says, are we still awake? Does it sound like we're awake, Kaysen? Pull up your stream from last year. See how talkative you were, bro.
Kaysen, how excited are you? I guess that 5-2 Panthers win jacked him up, so he's full of energy.
That's a hit. Braden Burris is an absolute dog.
He absolutely resides on base.
Yep. Man just lives.
Will the American Conference disrespect him going into next year and not put him on a preseason all-conference team?
Probably.
Shouldn't, but probably, yeah.
Luka Garza.
We'll have 17 UTSA players for the 18 spots.
Which everybody's argument being up in arms about Dixon Williams was valid at the beginning of the season and then ends up just being null and void, unfortunately. But you're right. I think they put so much in the batting average and not all the other statistics. I mean, my fantasy league uses on base percentage for Pete's sakes. Like, come on.
I know. Like, why are we just looking at batting average? 4-hit night for Braden. Multiple comments about that. I didn't even realize that. He's just like
And a homer.
I mean, a 4-hit night for him is like almost casual.
He's
It's just
so
like
good, man.
it's crazy.
Like, yeah, like that's the thing. You expect him to get a hit every time, so when he doesn't get a hit, it's just like shocking. Bobby, I hate it for you, says Kaysen, but for the other Canes fans, I'm extremely happy.
Respect.
I'm the same way. Look, like for actual Canes fans and for like Jonathan Wagner, who was at the game tonight, spent his hard-earned money. I feel bad, but
Harder on 3 money.
yep.
You have a point, though. I mean, I lived up there. We moved our first year living up in Raleigh was the 06 Stanley Cup. And all these Canes fans just come out of nowhere and weren't putting flags and all that stuff on their car. And it's kind of annoying.
Is that where you live now?
No, I live here in
I was about to
Greenville.
say there's no way you drove that far for this.
No, I went to high school in Raleigh and then been in Greenville since 2009.
Oh,
Oh, that was a bad.
Jack Herring rung up. It has not been a good night for Jack Herring. The old
You drove
06.
up here?
Yeah.
Are you driving back tonight or are you
No,
staying
I'm
up here?
staying in my apartment. Probably go back in the morning.
Gotcha.
Jack's been on a good run, so tough night for him.
Yeah, I got a tea time tomorrow afternoon. So.
Where at?
Tea time, bro. Just
Local course down in Charlotte.
local course.
Okay.
My
Quill Hollow.
shoot, I
Quail
wish.
Hollow with
He's
one
gonna
David
play
Tepper and
Augusta National.
Scotty Scheffler.
Shoot, I wish. Quail's hard to get onto. I got a lot of buddies in the golf industry, and Quail's still very hard to get onto.
Bottom 9, gentlemen. Pirates nursing a 9-4 edge.
What's our what was that? What's our total at?
Our total is at 0, or excuse me. It's been a long night. Our total currently is at 4-1-0.
Do you feel confident in that graphic?
No, that's why I haven't saved it yet. I'm just updating it as we go. Should I exit out for the voodoo?
No.
You should upload it right now.
Then it'll definitely change. I'm surprised that he's not jinxing it.
Yeah. Hey,
Starman.
that number's been going up and up as the night's going on.
Yeah.
So kudos to Pirate Nation.
We've had 500 plus viewers. Streaming on
crazy.
X is a game changer. And then in the YouTube, we've had a steady stream of 40 people watching.
Philip just grabbing hot dogs.
What was it? Oh, okay. We're way behind on that,
Okay.
so that makes sense. Yeah, we were watching our own stream, and Philip just like came in the front and just grabbed some hot dogs.
We must have missed something.
Casey Romeli says, let's see Jaden Winter right here.
Oh,
I was thinking the
Casey
same thing,
Romeli.
Casey.
I think let's just roll with Jake Hunter.
Casey Romeli don't. Don't start that.
Lane Smith says, who starts Thursday? It's tough, man.
I wish they would have, like we've said, for the back half of the
Add it
season.
on, you know? Or, sorry, you were talking about something different.
No, I wish they would have applied a real opener this season.
Yeah,
with
'cause there's
DiLorenzo,
they tried
Jade
D'Lo
Winter,
for a while.
Moran, something like that. But they went to it a couple times, but they just never really stuck with it because they were still throwing around Zayak, Jenkins, Hunter. I wish they would have stuck with something and kept it going. I think it would have had a little more stature into the season.
Let's see. I don't care about this. All right, let's see. I'm trying to see who pitched well against Charlotte in the
We
First
won the
series.
Sunday game, correct, against Charlotte.
correct.
One of three. Sorry.
I think it was Jenkins who shoved that game out of the bullpen. 6 innings, 8 Ks, 4 hits, 1 run. Jake Hunter started that day, went 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. Lance Williams pitched an inning. So Jenkins pitched really well against Charlotte the first time. I want to say Pruitt pitched well too. Strikeout for out number 1. Good start to the ninth. You never want to get the leadoff guy.
Do we think Lance Williams could start and then Sean Jenkins long relief?
Lance could be an
I-
option as a starter.
I could see that. I do think we go opener.
Pruitt started, went 4 1/3, 3 hits, 3 runs.
He didn't throw much tonight. What, 8 pitches or
8
something?
pitches, he could definitely pitch.
Yeah.
And then Norby did not pitch well because I was at that game. Zayak pitched well against him out of the bullpen, but that was garbage time. So I don't think there's a clear answer. JPN says, my guess, Lance Williams starts. Child, please, says Jacob, who you met tonight, starting pitcher for the Yard Gnomes in the opener on Friday. Just be a baller. We have a fly ball to right field, deep back at the wall. Jack, or who is that out there? Drew Downs, I think.
Going for it.
He's out.
Got him.
Got him.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Wow.
That's why you never give up on a play, gentlemen.
Good relay.
Heck yeah.
Drew Downs
Right
does
off
not
the
make the
base.
catch.
See ya.
Third base coach does not look like he thinks.
but
Good
gets the
work,
ball in.
Downs.
Pirates are, that counts as a hit, though, right?
Yeah, double and then thrown out at third.
So thus far, we've got
Ugh.
Jack makes a great point. Why would you go for a triple there when you're down 5
Yeah.
runs?
Yeah.
Great throw from Burris, man.
Wow.
That was a hose.
Hosed him.
Braden Burris, man.
dog.
Right there.
Got him right in the
Right there.
face.
Right in the face.
Good.
So this would be number 7.
Strike.
We've got 2 hits and 0 runs, right?
2 strikes away from a win.
You got to update your graphic.
I do. So now it would be
The
9.
date versus the 49ers.
At least we're not facing the
And
West.
Oh,
there
17
is-
pitches for Jake Hunter.
Good scoop.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Pirates
Atta
win.
baby, boys. Atta baby.
Pirates
Let's
win.
go.
Let's run it back Thursday if possible. We'll let you know. We'll keep you guys updated. Pirates win 9-4. The final tally in the last inning was 0 runs, 7 batters, and 2 hits.
2 hits.
Yep. So I'll check the chat and see who wins, and I'll get up with that person. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Pirates win 9-4. They're advancing to the winners bracket. Enjoy Wednesday off. We'll see you on the show tomorrow, 12 noon. Now we gotta wait for Philip to turn it off.
Honestly, I think you ended it too early.
Yeah, but we're good. We'll see you guys. Appreciate it. That was fun.
A little over 3 hours.
Y'all want to take any of this stuff? You gonna take a hot dog?
Shocker.
Not for me, Felix. Not for me. Are you hopping on the post game? I go here.
I'll said he should be able to do it if we can get the studio, but I don't even know if we can get the studio. So
If it's at like, yeah, if it's at 4:30,